What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode in Kendrick Ross present the Yeah I Said the podcast. We express it with our full capabilities to my want us in correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation. Ross Cooper coming to you live and in public, if you will. Word to Dusty Rhodes. As always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
They say the power's in the tongue, but it probably is powerful as a gun. Yeah, well, shout out to GID. Welcome everybody. If you're watching other platforms, please share with your friends, family, enemies, your dog, the bug on the wall, the aliens outside, the mailman, all that, tattoo artists. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Because if you don't, you might fly into this thing behind me. And Pusha T is proud of me too for this picture. I just want y'all to know. He told me. I'm proud of that picture.
Pushing T. Talking about pushing me. I'm sorry. Okay. For things are off the rails. As always, this is going to be fun. Got one of my best homies here from the town. We on town business. My man, please introduce yourself to the folks.
Well, I know we were supposed to be doing 3-bar raps before we came on, so I wasn't prepared. You know what I'm saying? But please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Shaun. Good to be with you. Good to see you. We go back like we down like 4 flat tires. We go back like fat crayons. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see you, man.
91, if I'm not mistaken. 91,
yeah,
91.
Yeah.
That sounds like a long time ago. It don't feel like it. It just sounds like a long time ago.
Man, I know, right?
Like NWA's Niggas for Life came out.
I remember, I got that at Juneteenth. I got the, I bought that at Juneteenth. It was alternate form of purchase. You know what I'm saying? I was a broke teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, I had the paper route, so I actually had some legit bread. I had to go to record theater. Anybody from the town will know record theater. Went to record theater, copped it, had to sneak it in the house because mom's was not with the explicit rap at the time. So yeah, I had to sneak NWA's second album in the house.
Look, me too. Like, listen, I'm so glad it was on the bootleg because I so they couldn't read. You just rub the words off of it, so they couldn't read it. Oh shoot, I remember them days, boy.
Yeah, I had to sneak it in the house. But oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna go a little out of order because all of us talked about this offline. I just to touch on it real quick, just in case we don't get you to circle back. Yeah. Breaking news. Russell freaking Westbrook is in Denver. That is problematic, especially as a Laker fan.
That's not problematic, man. It's not problematic.
It's not. Russ. He's a walking triple-double, sir.
He was a walking triple-double in 2019. This is 2024, Ross. Okay, so let me tell you. He went to the Lakers. What happened to the Lakers? Flamed out early.
They didn't use him right.
We're not even going. What about Houston? He went to Houston after he went to Oklahoma. What did they do? He flamed out. They had to trade him. He was just at the Clippers. He stayed in LA in the town. They were supposed to be great. They didn't even go to the Western Conference Finals. So he going to Denver to replace a person who had a different skill set that he got. KCP is a 3-point shooter and a defender. Russell Westbrook is neither of those.
Defense is he's stepped up, but shooting, nah, he not.
Yeah, okay, he's a decent defender, but he's not a KCP level defender.
No. KCP is a 3-and-D guy, but
that's what they need.
And Russ is a guy who he's a ball. KCP don't need the ball in his hand. Russ has to have the ball in his hand. So that means you got to change over your entire offense when he's on the court, which means it might be some problems.
See, I'm thinking, okay, if Joker needs a blow, he can stay on the bench for a little while. If Joker gets in foul trouble, you got somebody that can legit run that offense now.
Jamal Murray doesn't
have to be.
Yeah, you talking about replacing a 6'11" dude with a 6'3" dude to run the offense. Like, while Joker can start the offense or initiate the offense, he's not that great of a ball handler. And we saw that in the playoffs when Minnesota would press him with a smaller person, he'd have to pass out of that. So, no, Jamal Murray would have to just step up, but he was hurt most of the time. Jamal Murray does step up, but he was hurt most of this season. But with a healthy Jamal Murray, I mean, Russell Westbrook, you render him moot. And who's their two guard out there? Who's the starting two guard?
I'm about to say, I thought Jamal Murray was a two.
Was it KCP? No, Jamal Murray's. He's the KCP. It was KCP, and so Russell Westbrook will be playing out of position to take KCP place. When Russ has shown that he's most valuable coming off the bench the last couple seasons.
I'm about to say, is he starting?
I mean, my concern.
They're probably gonna start Braun.
I mean, my concern as a Laker fan is we need to see the rich get poorer. And I'm not sure the rich got poorer because
got robbed.
On the Lakers side of things, in Connect and Bronny, we trust.
No, we don't trust nothing in Bronny, man. I don't trust nothing in Bronny. Bronny is a G League. Bronny is a G League player, man. Now, Dalton Connect is a good piece, right? I don't say he's a great player. He's a good piece. Like, he's going to be a good three-point shooter. He's not a good defender, though, so that's a problem. But he's a good three-point shooter, and he can create a shot off the dribble. Like, he's very underrated, because I watched him at Tennessee. He was a beast at Tennessee. But on the offensive end only. You know what I'm saying? On the offensive end only. So the biggest problem with the Lakers is we keep bringing in these wing players who can't defend nobody. You got D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, now Dalton Connect. That's three people that AD going to have to try to erase their mistakes. And AD he constantly said over his career, I don't want to play center. But we haven't gotten that man a replacement at center.
That's true. I agree with them statements. But
I'm just watching everybody else. You know, Denver gets Russ. The Clippers are pretty much coming apart. Great. And the Lakers' hopes rest on Connect, Bronny, and JJ being a genius. Now, he did defeated Coach K. So there's hope. It's hope
not
there.
Denver. It's not just Denver we got to worry about, man. Minnesota has gotten better. Oklahoma City's gotten better. And they addressed their center issue by getting Isaiah Hartenstein. So now they're gonna move my man Slim down to the 4. Yeah, what Wemby gonna look like next year with Chris Paul? I mean,
and here's the bars.
I'm not convinced Chris Paul is gonna finish this season in San Antonio.
And then you got Dallas with Clay. So
he'll finish the season in San Antonio. He finished the season in Golden State, and he got way less burn. He'll finish the season.
And again, I gotta see it to believe it. Clay made a mistake. Clay should have went over the bridge, went to LA, but nope, he wanted to go to Dallas.
To lose? I'm a Lakers fan. Okay. I know we're gonna lose.
Okay, so with Clay, right? Clay made that decision completely financially, right? He said that Dallas was supposed to be in the champion, but I think that this was a flash in the pan year for Dallas. I think everything just fell together for them to make it this year. But Dallas is a better team than the Lakers. Now, you can move him to the 3. He's the third option on your offense to hit an open 3 and play defense. Man, he don't got to be Splash Brother Klay Thompson down here because they got 2 elite scorers down here. Now, they lost Herb Jones. I mean, not Herb Jones. Derek Jones. Derek Jones Jr. They lost him, but I think he's a good fit for there. But he came down here, he said, because Texas don't charge all the doggone income taxes that California do. And he was like, he gonna make more money down here and be on a better team.
Yeah, be on a better team and more peaceful now with the LeBron.
Yeah, be on a better team and keep more of your money. Because California taxes is not to be played with.
Yeah. And that's screwing. You know how it is playing with LeBron. He had one of them games he had in Golden State. It's gonna be 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Life.
Listen, LA made the mistake of getting Russell Westbrook when they should have got Buddy Hield. I stand on that hard body. Buddy Hield thought he was going to the Lakers. I thought Buddy Hield was going to the Lakers. LeBron went in there and was like, I want my boy Russ. They traded and got Russ, and he did not fit. Where Buddy Hield was the spot-up shooter that they needed.
I mean, they should have got DeRozan. They should have got a couple guys.
trade
We said
LeBron,
shooter.
I'm
We
trading
said
LeBron.
shooter. DeMar DeRozan's not a shooter. And with his game, it don't mesh with LeBron's. He's a mid-range monster. And when you're a mid-range monster, you can't play with a dude that dominates the ball in that mid-range area all night. LeBron got to come off the ball at some point. The team not going to succeed with him on the ball.
I'm just the entire offseason is going by, and Bronny and Connect we trust.
Now we trust, man. Stop saying and them we trust. Like
that's all we got.
Who is we?
That's all we got.
Who is we?
First of all, it was a bad draft this year. So it's no team is trusting in their draft pick. All of these draft picks are basically piece players. Like none of them are franchise cornerstones.
About to say Richard K and the French dudes,
they're not. You don't even have you never even heard of them before the draft.
No, because I don't watch French basketball. But
but you heard of Wemby though. You heard of Wemby before the draft. You don't watch French basketball.
That's a generational talent. That's different.
Exactly.
We've been watching him since 16. That's different.
There's no franchise cornerstones in this draft this year. Now, I think they're good pieces. Like Alex Sarr will be a decent piece. I think the kid out of Kentucky, Reed Shepherd, going to be a decent piece for a young team down in Houston.
Houston going to be a problem, too.
I don't know what kind of piece Connect is going to be because I don't know how good he's going to develop with the Lakers.
I mean, he's everything we need. Shooting and scoring.
Shooting and scoring.
We need a lot more. We need a center. We need 3-and-D guys still. But our main problem is shooting. No one can shoot except Austin.
Nobody can shoot the ball, man.
And then Austin Reeves is spotty. So it's like, that's a problem. So
you know who's gonna have a great season, and we'll move on to the more important matters. You know who's gonna have a great season? Duke. That's gonna have a great season. That's gonna have an awesome season. Heard it here first.
Oh wait, I saw your boy Cooper Flag getting buckets on him by the young dude in the draft this year.
That's a generational talent.
Yeah, he's gonna be a monster. I hate that he's going to Duke though, man. Like I hate he going to Duke, man.
Yeah, wait.
Why you going to Duke, man? He has so many other players. Now, if it had Coach K, I could stay there, but John Shire,
We really doing this. We really.
John Shire remind me of them Wojo. He remind me of them Wojo Blue Devils, the ones that all the black folks hated. Like they back to being that dude.
Listen. How sweet is this year going to be? I'm gonna buy just, and then we'll get started. So rewind time a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The back-to-back national champion Blue Devils. Right?
How far back we rewind in time then? Because you just said back-to-back national champion. I'm like, so
we talking 91, 92, right?
We go okay. So we talking Christian Laettner, who he had a whole 30 for 30 special call. Everybody hates Christian Laettner. This is Cooper Flag, man. Right? This is that Duke team.
That's true.
But here's the thing. So what stopped my illustrious Blue Devils from a three-peat? Those clowns from UCRAP. Mecca Okafor. Interrupt what would have been in the late
90s, not the early 90s. That's the late 90s. And they kept them from winning a title, period.
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Okafor. It was Rip Hamilton.
You talking about Elton Brand and them. Yeah, that was still Rip Hamilton was the late 90s. Rip Hamilton, Khalid El-Amin, they beat
they stopped.
Okafor was early 2000 with 2004.
I was about to say they beat Duke to stop the three-peat. So
Duke didn't have a Duke no back-to-back championship run when they lost. Elton Brand was a freshman. What's the name was a freshman. That was they had that Corey Maggette. That's when they started to turn around recruit black folks that I liked.
Okay, so I do remember this. Okay, so I do know it was UCRAP. I might have the players wrong. I apologize. But how sweet is it going to be to see UCRAP's three-peat title hopes crushed? Hopefully,
actually, North Carolina won the championship next year. Duke lost to the Fab Five. I think they finally lost to the Fab Five.
Duke went back to back, sir.
Yeah, they won 91, 92, and then 93.
And lost to freaking Connecticut.
That's when what's the name called that timeout in the championship game? Chris Webber, that was 93. North Carolina won 93. And then because they beat Duke. I mean, they beat Michigan. One of them, they beat Arkansas in 94 with Grant Hill was the only.
That's right. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm
I got
not
it wrong.
sorry. They lost to Arkansas.
They lost to
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
But
That's
Grant Hill was like he carried them boys.
Yeah, that was Scotty Thurman. I'm sorry. I got it all wrong. All right. So I don't have to
Mhm.
hate you crap. I still do though. But I don't have to hate you crap. Still do. Still do. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be bittersweet because the coach for you crap is a Hurley. However,
But he the Seton Hall Hurley though.
yeah, he ain't Bobby. He ain't
Yeah,
Bobby.
he didn't go to Duke.
In Jersey, but he ain't Bobby. All right. On to the pressing matters. I didn't spend the whole time here mad at you crap, but it wasn't them. It was freaking Arkansas. So didn't think we'd see this happen in history. Earlier this week, couldn't believe it. In fact, I was sitting next to. Here's the funny part about this show right now. I got a text from Kane while sitting across from you on your birthday that somebody took a shot, literally, at old Donnie Boy.
You don't get a good birthday present. Damn, he ruined it.
I mean, can you get more 50 Cent type street cred? You got 34 felonies. You a G now. Now you got somebody trying to take a shot at you.
This fool came out to many men at the Republican National Convention. He wilding, son. He wilding.
I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, I was like, this can't be serious. I was like, okay.
This is a Boondock special, yo. I swear life is a Boondock special, man.
Man, listen, it's so crazy, man. I expect Martin Luther King to pop up one day.
He will. He will.
But these the biggest what I'm looking at here is that him getting shot is just it's the proverbial chickens coming home to roost, the same thing like Malcolm X said, right? The fact that he was shot by a registered Republican is even crazier to me. But this is the political climate that he started back in 2012 when he became a birther with Barack Obama and his birth certificate and inflaming politics. And the fact that he was the one that bore the brunt of the type of political climate that he created was just chef's kiss to me.
Now, so here's a question. I'm doing the sections, and Kane, you can jump in next. Are we accepting what we saw as fact? Are we accepting this, what we saw as that's what really went down? Or do we think there's some part of this that might not be what we think?
What are you talking about?
So we're going with we're gonna 9/11 this for a hot second. So we're gonna presume what we saw is exactly what happened. There's no man behind the curtain. The dude that shot him is who we said who we thought it is. This is not orchestrated or staged in any way. Is that what we're going with?
People actually died. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Like if no one died, sure.
People died, yeah.
People actually, and we saw the body.
Like, yeah, we saw the body of the dude. They made a canoe out of his face. Yeah,
he's dead. That's not.
I don't go with that being. I go with this being. I go with that this dude just can't shoot, man.
Yeah, he can't shoot. Actually, I seen a video that he was on the mark, but because Trump literally dodged the bullet, he didn't even know it because he did a head tilt at the last second. That's what saved him because that was right. If he'd have stood straight up like he was, his brains would have been splattered somewhere. He'd have got Kennedy. But since he didn't. Since he did that head too, he survived.
Yeah, so I mean, he put a Fat Joe lean back. He's still here. Yeah,
he should have played that too.
He took, like you said, he turned his head like from what I saw some pictures that said if he had kept his head the way it was, it would have went through the side of his head. But when he turned to the face to look at the crowd, it put his ear there, and it ended up going through his ear, and it just happened to be like lucky. I don't know, it was just lucky or whatever. But.
Just
it's a wild time right now because everybody's political party is turning on him right now. Trump, I mean, the MAGAs is turning on Trump's vice presidential candidate because his wife is brown.
Yeah. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. Like you gotta have that in the pocket, my boy. You should know your face.
But the thing is, his wife is okay. So listen, I've had a lot of experience since I moved to Dallas with people from the country of India, and they see themselves as white. They perform like. a lot of them perform like white America. So they will assimilate. And so she may see herself as above the rhetoric that they spew, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Vance is he's a January 6th. He's an election denier. He's one of them.
See, this is the first I'm hearing of this. I did not.
Now, I'm not sure where he stands on immigration, but 100, I know he's an election denier.
Okay.
And then we got the Democratic Party falling apart at the seams, not wanting Biden to step down. But I'm like, okay, so when I told y'all 4 years ago not to vote for this old dude, nobody wanted to listen. Now here we are 4 years later. Now he was supposed to only be a one-term president, and he should have handed it over to Kamala to run. But they didn't do any kind of grooming for her during this last 4 years to make her a viable name candidate. She just sat in the background.
Well, let's say she's Black and she's a woman. What else do we need? I say that half facetiously because a lot has changed. The climate has changed.
A white woman didn't win.
Yeah, a white.
So what the
woman? Period. She's a woman. So there you go. Right there.
Like, come on. A black woman didn't win.
That's what you said exactly. Why? She's a Black woman, so she needed to be out there like writing laws. She needed to be. Listen, Michelle Obama could have run on a better platform than Kamala, because Michelle Obama was at least like front and center. She had the school lunch program that she came up with. She had things that she could run on that she actually did, and she wasn't even a politician.
2 words.
Kamala's still living on that sending parents to prison in California.
Still with a
2 words.
Their last name
Stacey Abrams.
She keeps
literally saved Georgia for the Dems. Like, yeah, it can happen. It can absolutely happen.
She saved Georgia for the Dems, but she couldn't get the votes for herself.
Which is and that actually kind of adds to the lore. Like, hey, I will be this quote unquote sacrificial lamb and save the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's just this is going to be interesting. Either way, this is going to be interesting. Now, here's the funny part about all of this Trump nonsense. I saw a picture today. I thought, I don't know if it's AI or not, but there's this picture floating around of a whole bunch of MAGA folks with bandages on their ear.
It's not AI.
I'm like,
it's real.
You said,
oh no, it's not AI. These dudes is real.
It's a cult, man. Come on now. If you think the same people that stormed the Capitol and then went home and thought nothing was going to happen, wouldn't put that fucking bandage on their ear because they boy and Lord and Savior, the glorious Donald Trump, Agent Orange himself, got shot. Man, please. That's the least amount of smart thing I think they do. That's the smartest thing they do. The reason I thought this
was AI is because I'm like, you ever see something and be like, you can't be that stupid. Like, no, you can't be that stupid.
This is the least stupid thing they've done. Was the bandage. That's the least stupidest thing they've done. So yes, I believe it. It's real.
And here's the thing. Here's why it makes it extra dumb, right? Because you and I talked about this immediately after it happened. I said the big thing that they're trying to do was not accomplished. Like let's hypothetically, let's go down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole for a minute. Let's pretend this is all staged and it's all fake. And there's reason to believe everything we saw isn't what really went down, or there's more to it than what we know, right? The thing that you're trying to accomplish, you failed. You want to get the on the fence, I don't know which way I'm going to go. Trump gained no new voters here. Yeah. Everybody singing his praises are the people that was going to vote for him in the first place. Anybody that's sitting on the fence is not suddenly, you know what? That did it for me. This guy's the one. I'm voting for him. You gained no new voters.
Okay, no. He didn't gain voters, but Biden lost voters, bro. That's a problem.
No. Based on this?
No, not based on this. I mean, he lost voters based on the debate.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed, it's looking like, and he lost voters based on the fact that his own party is not standing behind him. So a lot of people just may not even show up to the polls for him.
I mean, he ain't doing no favors for the stuff that he's done, because everyone seems to, even Democrats, people that don't even like Trump, hate Biden. All this
Exactly.
is going
Like,
is going down.
I mean, the Democratic Party is a shit show right now.
It is. Like, I don't know why he's running again. He's clearly inept. I don't even know if
All
I
right,
use that word
I'm
right,
gonna
but it
take you
sounded
back.
good. So no.
I'm gonna use a
Old as hell.
reference I'm gonna use a reference Sean would know, and it happened before you were born. This is the '92 Dallas Cowboys. This is that power off tackle with Emmitt Smith. You know it's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. The Dems are doing that play. Hey, we're not Trump. And hey, this time they get something behind to say, hey, unless you want Project 2025, you need to come over here.
That can happen anyway.
So they run the same play they ran 4 years ago. It's going to be a lot more effective.
It barely worked in, and Black people were mobilized to vote for Biden, just to vote against Trump. It barely worked in.
Third party.
It barely worked in, man. It's going, listen, that's the thing. The Democrats did not prepare for Trump to run again. And I knew back then, I was like, he's running again in 2024 unless something happens serious. And so, I mean, the Republicans, they're not even running against him. They didn't even run a candidate against him.
This is an easy win. I ain't gonna
Now that's something you usually only see for an incumbent president. Like, that's something you only see for, like, when you're the president. Because when Biden ran 4 years ago, the Democrats had a ton of candidates trying to run against Trump. Now they ain't got nobody running. They ain't got nobody running on either side. I'm like, first of all, man, this is number one reason why we should have age limits, man. These dudes are too old, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul shouldn't be president.
Too old. Like, these are 80-year-old men making decisions for people who most of the country is 40 years younger than them.
Well, that's what you have
age limits, man.
But that's what you got your cabinet for. Like, yeah, you're the guy sitting in the chair, but the guy sitting in the chair is taking advice from those guys over there. So that's what you got your cabinet for.
But but Trump set this country back like 50 years with just the 4 years he had in office. Look at the Supreme Court. Look at the rulings that they made. While those rulings were made while Biden was president, those are rulings made by people that Trump put in there, which is another reason, like, people they want to, like, deify Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but I call her selfish because she should have retired while Obama was president. She should have retired while he was president, but she didn't. She took her butt and died in office under Trump and allowed him to replace her with who he wanted.
Yeah. Well, old boy should never got confirmed. No way. Like, we got to watch Anita Hill Part 2 play out, but he should have.
They've repealed Roe versus Wade. They've peeled back affirmative action, which has always been Clarence Thomas's agenda. Like, since he was appointed to the Supreme Court, he's wanted to pare back on affirmative action, even though the number one demographic that benefited from affirmative action is white women. His wife.
Bingo.
His wife.
Bingo.
But still, they peeled back all of that stuff, man. And so another 4 years of Trump in office is scary. It's scary for what he can do. And not what he can do by what he's saying, but what he can do by who he's giving power to and who he's taking power away from.
Oh yeah, Project 2025 is a problem. Like, and it's weird because it goes back to something I've always said about, Donnie boy, either you are an idiot savant or you're an undercover genius. And I'm not sure which one it is, because who in their right mind shows their hand like this ahead of time? Like, hey, by the way, guys, if I win, I'm going to make it look like Handmaid's Tale. Just giving you the heads up already. Project 2025 is something you keep under wraps until after you win.
Why?
Now,
because who in their right mind would vote for that? Who in their right mind votes for that?
They about to do it right now. That's who. We about to do it right now.
I feel like Project 2025 is a false flag maneuver run by the Republicans to make Democrats look stupid by continually calling on Project 2025. I think they have some other things in mind that they're going to do. What they really want to do is they don't even have to do all of that stuff to severely affect the people that they don't like. Is they can continue to do the things they did from 2016 to 2020, and that's to put more conservative, more ultra right wing conservatives onto these federal courts, onto these local courts, onto these school boards. Like, we're looking at the national election, but down here in Dallas, man, the school boards is the biggest enemy of progress, man. The things
The
that they
biggest,
pulling out of schools, the things that they allowing them to teach, who's being allowed to take over, that's
right.
where it's had the most damage at. And that's where the MAGA stuff has been the most detrimental, is right down at your local level in your local politics. And then removing all of the basically all of the obstructions from companies to have monopolies. So now, like, a lot of these companies, you think you shopping at different companies, but they're just under one big umbrella company. Like, those are the things that are killing our economy, that's killing our infrastructure, causing food deserts in our areas and neighborhoods. Like, though, like, they don't even have to do that sinister stuff from Project 2025. They just can keep doing what they did from 2016 to 2020, and we're gonna have a problem.
I mean, I think the biggest issue one of the biggest issues of Project 2025 is it essentially installs the president as a czar, as an emperor, damn near. That's problem point A.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, they would never be able to get that done, because that they won't be able to get.
I mean, are they going to officially say, "Hey, I'm president for life"? No.
I don't know.
But
I mean, I've seen the government literally tell everybody, sit your ass at home, and everybody did it. They gave a city a curfew. Everybody abided. If they really want to roll it out, because we've seen the playbook before, you know what they're being compared to. You know, the guy over there in Germany. So it's like, it's happened before. Shouldn't have happened then, but it did.
We've only had one president stay more than 2 terms, because before that it was just a courtesy to only do 2 terms.
Right.
They made it a constitutional amendment, and it is very difficult to repeal and add constitutional amendments. It would take both parties being a party to this. Now, if you're saying both parties would be a party to it, then it don't matter who becomes president.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Then it don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. I see people say keep Trump out of office. I'm saying keep both these motherfuckers out of office. Third party.
Listen, I was stumping against Biden since he ran for president. I was like, yo, he wrote the '94 crime bill. How does he keep getting a pass on this in the black community?
He said he was sorry.
I've never seen a lose-lose situation more in my life.
Oh my God, man.
And we have another option. That's what's making it worse. There isn't only 2 options. There isn't, and there never has been. But we are making it a 2-man's race, and we know.
You talking about third party voting?
Yes,
absolutely. Oh my God! Listen.
Yes, we have another option. Hey, I like JFK Jr. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he ain't gonna win.
I don't know how far he is away from MAGA himself. Third party options right now. When we have a good third party candidate, right? The biggest thing about the third party candidate is you don't need them to win that current election. You just need them to get 5% of the vote, right? Because if they can get 5% of the popular vote, then on the next federal election, guess what they're eligible for? Federal funding for their campaign. So that means that a third party candidate can run again in 4 years and have more money. A la your boy Ross Perot.
Remember his first. He had bread to begin with. Luckily,
he financed his first campaign damn near himself, but got enough of the popular vote that the next time he ran, he was able to get federal funding. And while he didn't prove to win that, he looks like, to me, when I look at it, he seems to be the catalyst to what Donald Trump is today. So they kind of turned the party, with that. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want to do. You may not have to make that third party person the president, but you just need enough people to turn your party. And so it's just really, I don't know, it's just really scary out there. This is really scary out there, man. It's like, and this is like what y'all give us to run for president. And it's crazy that not a single person in this country is really enthused about either of these 2 candidates, right? Except for the racist white folks. They love Trump. They die hard. Trump. But regular racist folks? Oh, they love him. Racist folks love him.
I'm saying with that vice president there, I don't know.
I'm about to say,
they about that.
I don't know.
They flipping out about that.
They frying her right. They frying the vice president right now.
Ain't no what. Okay, Shaun, help me out. See, I'll use you as an example here, because we're not an example, but just a sounding board. As a fellow married person, right? If I get picked to say, hey, you could be the number 2, I bet that's what's up, right? Cool. And then the very next day, I turn on my television and y'all going all super racist on my wife. Oh, I'm good. Y'all can have it. I'm done. We good here. That's not something I want to put my family through. That no, I'm cool. Y'all keep it. Because I'm
Listen,
like, I'm saw some of the comments. I'm like, so y'all cannibalizing your own now. That's what we're doing. You're cannibalizing your own.
They don't see him as his own because of who he married. That's like
okay, so
Dr.
would you
Umar with a black dude and a white girl. He don't see you as our people. That's exactly what's happening. They Dr. Umar in this moment.
yeah, okay, so what's now when it comes to politics, right? That's about having the demeanor to be a politician because once you become a politician, your entire family is in politics, right? I mean, so it don't matter. I mean, they do that with every politician's wife. I mean, so that's something you have your wife prepared for, right? This is gonna happen when we run. These are the kind of people that Donald Trump attracts, right? So the question should be if the wife should look at the husband and be like, is this the kind of people that you want to appeal to? You know, that's where the questions come in, right? Because it's your own side. Now, when it's the opposite side, of course, it's always easier. You be like, listen, they gonna hate us anyway. Because like with Michelle Obama, it wasn't the Democrats, it was the white Republicans, and it always be some old holy looking white woman trying to say what she looked like. Like, if you don't get your trailer park barefoot in Walmart self up out of there talking about her.
I'm just like, how's that gonna work? But don't remember, we almost forgot. The MAGAites have a new not so secret weapon, a not so secret weapon. I mean, she might turn the tide, but there's a new video with Amber Rose floating around, did her homework, found out Trump wasn't racist, and now she's going full blown MAGA. It's always a couple. It's always a couple. Last time Trump ran, it was the two bigger black women. I cannot remember their
Diamond
names.
Diamond Silk and Diamond and Silk.
Silk and Diamond, polyester and Cuban zirconia. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's always now even Van Jones now, like it's always Negroes for sale. And that's an interesting play on words now.
They needed a replacement for Kendrick. And no, they needed a replacement for Omarosa. That's what they needed a replacement for. Because she fits right in that Omarosa lane. She fits right in that Omarosa lane. She's not like Candace Owens, because Candace Owens is actually intelligent, but she's willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorant. And so what people like her do is she'll get in arguments with people who aren't prepared to have arguments and make points and trap people into points that they're not making. So if you're not prepared, you don't argue with somebody like that. But like Amber Rose fits into that Omarosa stage where she's a former, not reality star, a person who's famous for being famous, and she's looking to prolong her 15 minutes of fame. And how better to prolong your 15 minutes of fame than by hitching your wagon to somebody that's controversial for a black person, especially a black woman, to hitch their wagon to. And what's wild,
at least it's to me, it's a weird thing for MAGA to do, because Candace Owens, for all intents and purposes, is the black Tommy Lauren, right? She's all the things Tommy Lauren. She's educated. She's all polished, so on and so forth. She's all the things
Tommy
that
Lauren
they want. Gives the appearance.
She's just blonde. She's just blonde, and she just reads a teleprompter. She's not educated. Because if you've ever when they get Tommy Lauren alone, she be getting murked in them debates. No
surprise. But I'm like, Amber Rose is the antithesis of everything you would think MAGA would want. She's got a freaking tattoo on her forehead. I thought maybe this is just some weird way to get back with Kanye, because just a minute ago Kanye was all super MAGA. Now that who knows?
But why maybe Amber Rose? That's his enemy. That's his mortal woman enemy now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had good to say about Amber Rose since they broke up. Amber Rose is Trump's way to pander to black voters, to black young voters.
They always do this. They always dig up these people. Like, anyone in the camp want to tell them, hey, listen, Amber ain't got no sway over here. Like, We stopped paying attention to her a couple years ago.
Listen, she's been in the cave so long, I thought she was gonna come up with an Iron Man suit. Now they just pulled her up out of the cave to put her on there. You know, and then it's crazy to say you did your homework and to say he's not racist and he's not misogynist, and then to have every single person that come after you to talk about how they repealing or want to infringe upon women's rights and the rights of minorities and doggone immigrants. So you obviously did do your homework because they came right behind you. And
look what he was convicted of, Amber.
Look, yeah, exactly.
That's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta do all. You ain't gotta go back. Just look what he was convicted of, Amber.
And look,
see like someone that's not that.
He even had the racism in the housing practice. Him and his father, they got sued for that. What are you talking about? You did your homework. Like it was
exonerated 5.
No,
exonerated 5.
The Central Park 5, exactly. The exonerated 5. You could pull him up. He called for the death penalty for 5 black teenagers who were not even guilty.
Right. So you know, and hold on. And the thing is this: not only that, refused to reverse his stance after they were found innocent.
Yeah. Hey,
like it's not you said
that don't play well to his base. So why reverse your stance? I don't play well to your base. You don't got to reverse your stance.
And yet wow.
That's your girl.
Wow.
That's your girl.
No, and in all fairness, I used to kind of sort of rock with Amber a little bit because
never rock with her. You know she have white.
Yeah, she's an Amber. We knew that.
Yeah, no, see, I get it now. She's got because my thing is this. No, well, I don't. Okay, so let me back it up. The reason I kind of roll with Amber is because of her stance and because of what she did.
The slut walk stuff.
Walk is exactly.
Exactly. And now we find out, no, it was pretty much all a ruse. It was you didn't believe in your own bullshit.
No, okay, so the slut walk stuff is not the same. I mean, that's the same like about women's rights as well, kind of, yeah, it is kind of hypocritical if you hitching your wagon to the party that is stripping away women's rights daily. I mean, yeah. So
right. So I'm like, so come to find out, it was just a ruse for you to stay relevant because its roots make sense. Let's dissipate, let's dismantle misogyny, patriarchy, so on and so forth. I'm with you. I'm rocking anybody who want to do those things, especially women, because they're gonna encounter the most resistance. But now you're gonna flip the script and you're gonna put on the MAGA hat and release some kind of goofy ass music video, shaking ass, essentially, like make it make sense.
It makes sense. She out there cooning for them folks. Hey, never you can't never have too few coons out here on that trail. They always gonna find somebody to coon for them out there because they had the black dude. You remember the black dude, Terrence something, what his name was? You know what I'm talking about? He used to be out there cooning hard. I can't remember his name, man. He was social media famous, but he was out there cooning hard.
I'm not on coon book, so I don't know where all the coons at. So I don't know, but.
Yeah, he be out there cooning. He was out there cooning hard for Trump, man.
We need to get Dr. Umar and start a drop squad. We need to, if no one's ever seen the movie Drop Squad, we need to get Dr. Umar and just get a van, drop squad, just run up on cast.
It's on the way to work. But see, and not only is Amber Rose half white, but her mom is like German, I think it is, and she's been really rocking with her mama for a while, in terms of her views and stuff. So Amber been it was no surprise to see her pop up at the
her mom is German. So
there was no surprise for me to see that. It was
Mr. Fantastic. Sure. And I'm not defending it because her homework assignment, she's doing a great job. Now she just needs extra credit.
No, all jokes aside, though, Germany has not been with the shits since Adolf. So to their credit, Germany has not been with that kind of nonsense.
Literally.
I'm a person that lived in Germany for 5 years, right? And so in Germany, it is illegal to display a Nazi flag. So unlike here, right, where with these styrofoam bars, when it's heritage, over there, it's a sense of shame. So they don't like to really talk about it with people because they feel they're shamed about that part of their past. But they also, recognize it. Not here. Oh, they want to act like you bringing that stuff up, they want to act like you and like, how is that heritage? You are literally displaying the flag of a traitor.
And you lost.
That and the U.S. flag at the same time. The hypocrisy. That's what I say. The mental gymnastics these people do to make their points be wow, bro.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And it's like, and you lost.
Civil War II. We about to get a rematch. It's all right. We getting a rematch. It's all right.
You stupid, yo. You like, and you
get a rematch.
Maybe Lincoln was wrong to a certain degree.
What was he wrong about? What was he wrong about?
Fam, you understand if we just took a line from Arizona to Virginia and said, you know what? Y'all got it. Go be your own country. You know how much better life would get all of a sudden?
Okay.
What about the people down there?
Let's not deify Lincoln, because Lincoln was not this.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
He didn't give a
fuck.
He cared about keeping the Union intact. Exactly. And if he could have kept the Union intact and kept slavery, he would have.
Exactly. Absolutely. I'm just thinking maybe in retrospect, here we are from 1876 to now.
So he is not some noble being that did this great thing and was friends with Thomas the Slave. Like, no.
No. Lincoln has been on record saying, if I could have won the war without freeing a single slave, I'd have did it. I would have done it.
But the whole thing is, he needed the slaves to fight for the North.
That's true.
That was the turn of the war.
I'm reading an awesome book. I can't remember the name of the book. I wish I could get it to you guys, but I showed it to you. But yeah, it's breaking down the real history of the Civil War and such. But I'm like, listen, retrospect, here we are. What really happened? So if you understand history, and I'm reading more about it now from a Black perspective, yeah, the Union stayed together, but the South got to organize KKK and terrorize for literally 100 years after the fact.
We paid slave owners reparations for losing slaves. But here we are standing here today talking about, oh, we can't get reparations to us. They paid, Jews got paid reparations.
As they should.
Asian people here got paid reparations after World War II.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But not the niggas.
Nah.
Don't get them niggas no money.
So I'm like,
if
you look at the lines, right? Literally, if you took Arizona to Virginia and said, y'all got it, it's a whole different country. It is sad, but I'm like, the Civil War was 1800 something, right? Here we are, century and change later, and we got these morons. We need the Bible in school, but we want to teach the remix version, and we hate the LGBTQ. We can't stand Black people. You immigrants are coming. Mind you, we stole the land, but we immigrants are coming to steal our. Listen, fam. You know what?
Wild flex. That's a wild.
Right, y'all got it. At some point,
we scared y'all gonna do to us what we did to the Native Americans, so y'all can't come up in this country. I know Mexico, that this was y'all country originally, but y'all can't come in here. Stay down there.
I'm about to say Mexicans were here first.
Wow. Them too. That's like somebody moving in my house. We squatters. We are. I mean, not we, because Black people, we didn't come here willingly, but white Americans are squatters, man. They squatters. They came into this country, didn't pay no rent, and now you can't move them out. You know what I'm saying?
And got the nerve to be
like, living in your property.
Yeah, and gave you a special gift. You go sleep for it.
Smallpox blanket, and got the nerve to be like, go back home. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Everybody's leaving then. Because what are we doing? This whole country is based on immigrants. I'm tired of that stupid ass old ass argument. I don't care about that. Everyone here is an immigrant. Unless you Native American or Mexican, I don't want Asian. So yeah.
It's just the level of mind numbingness, and to be doing this. The Civil War officially ended in 1865. We are 100 and some odd years from that, and here we are dealing essentially in some level the same dumb shit.
But you can't point to war as being the end of anything, because then we had 100 years of Jim Crow. I mean, and redlining and institutional racism. So like, really, Black people, we didn't even start until the 1960s. We just started in the 1960s. So I mean, like we can't even count. Like when people talk about slaves been free since we're not gonna count that. Like I look back and like my grandmother, like that, that I lived with, that raised me. She grew up in Jim Crow South. You know what I'm saying? She could talk about the things that, went to segregated schools. My mother went to, I hate this camera. My mother went to a segregated school. You know what I'm saying? She helped to integrate schools. What are we talking about here?
And I'm just like, how the level of cognitive dissonance, the level of one of my favorite lines in movie history is from American Beauty. Never underestimate the power of denial. That is a powerful line because I'm like, listen, in the land of facts, just facts, you enslaved humans. Facts. When the US said we're going to outlaw it, you bred humans like fucking cattle. Facts. You use terrorist tactics between the KKK, lynching, everything else. These are all facts. And yet you want to hold up monuments to General Lee and, oh no, the Confederate flag is just our heritage. Listen, you know what? You got it. Arizona to Virginia, bye. Y'all got it. And
that means you too.
I'll move. I'll move. No problem. I will gladly go back to the glorious Empire State. Because
no prices. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm with you, man. So expensive, man. God,
you got too used to Texas, my boy.
Listen, it's like crazy. The cheapest states to live in is the reddest of red states, man. Like Florida and Texas, man. The cheapest states to live in, man. But God, dog.
Bro, just
the prices, man.
How long are we gonna have this argument? Like, why are we convincing people who know how to read of what happened and why this is stupid? And at some point, it's like, you know what, fam, you got it's almost like being in a relationship.
It's willful ignorance, bro. It's willful ignorance, man. It's willful ignorance, and white people are good at it. They're so good at it. They're good at it.
Look at it as a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you keep arguing about the same thing, every few weeks, you're arguing about the same thing. I'm just gonna stop arguing with you. We're gonna break up, go our separate ways. This clearly is not gonna work. Clearly is not gonna work. This is a bad relationship. These are these southern red states doing red state shit and refusing to evolve beyond the fucking 19th century. Like, at what point does someone say, you know what? Y'all got it. How you move, because it's just base principle. How do you move forward? Like if you think about it, the racial argument is dated. We now have religious issues to deal with. It ain't just the country just ain't Christian no more. We have our Muslim brothers and sisters, Hindu. Like, those are the things the founding fathers based this whole shit on. We move beyond the racial conversations now to LGBTQ conversation. People want to be who they are. Who's holding that up? Arizona to Virginia. Y'all got it. At some point.
It ain't that simple because you got Oregon above that line. They racist as hell up there. Oregon was
Boston.
Oregon was founded as an all-white settlement. Black people weren't allowed to move to Oregon. You got Idaho, you got Montana, you got North and South Dakota, you got Kansas, Nebraska. I mean, these are all places it's America, dude. Like, some of the most racist people I encountered was in Buffalo, New York. So, I mean, it don't matter where you go, you can't run from it.
You can't.
But the democracy government that we have, who's voting for goofy shit?
Okay, so they're not. Okay, so they're not giving you a choice or an option in these things. Both of these mugs is goofy. This is what we come back to the original conversation. Both Biden and doggone Trump is goofy motherfuckers. So you about to vote for some goofy motherfuckers and vote for some goofy shit. Because Biden walked back all of that stuff he promised for student loans. Walked that shit smooth back. Then he was like, I'm not gonna look at anything that even when they're saying defund the police, I understand that it's a bad slogan, right? Well, because it's a bad slogan, but what they really mean is demilitarize the police. The police, the police in most cities have the largest budget. They have like, how the military in our country has the largest portion of the national budget. That's how most of these large cities is. The police have the largest portion of the budget. And what they're saying is cut back on that budget. Let's police differently than we were policing, because this current form of policing is based upon old slave patrols anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had that us against them mentality. I went to police academy. I went to police academy for 8 months, and it is a us against them mentality that they have in there. You understand what I'm saying? Where instead of we are helping people on their worst day, they are like, everybody's a potential threat. And if you're training people like that, when you get them out onto these streets and they're believing everybody is a potential threat, then people are getting killed, because now you got that teaching ingrained in you to go along with your implicit biases with people that are already scared of Black people or big Black people. Like, that's why my wife always like, don't raise your voice, because I'm 6'1", 260 with a beard, and like, don't raise your voice, because these people the first thing they're gonna do is
get to reach you.
Say that you aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just talk loud. I'm from New York. I just talk loud. I get excited easy. And so those are things. And so when people had them biases out there, that puts you in danger. That's what we're telling you. Dismantle that. But Biden was like, nah, he shot that smooth down. Smooth down in his first State of the Union address.
Yeah.
Well, to his credit, I've seen a lot of student loans that have been forgiven.
Mine have been forgiven. All they did was just tell me I don't have to pay it for now, but it's still there waiting on me at some point when they decide. Because what happened was the Republicans totally killed that package, and it's something totally different now. So you basically are on a forbearance. That's what it is. They haven't forgiven most people's student loans. Very few people have a full forgiveness, right? They're doing like a forbearance. So right now, my student loans aren't collected. They're not hitting my my credit report. And if I don't pay, I don't have to pay monthly, and they're not like putting me into a delinquent status, but I still owe them. They're still. So that's what we're looking at. And I don't even have to get a 100%, man, but God help us out with something, because these streets, the economy is not, it ain't for paying anything back.
Kane, you were saying?
That's a good question.
My bad, I get it.
No. I don't know. It's gone. I don't think before I thought it just goes. So when it's gone, it's gone. So, yeah.
No, it's just like it's at some point, maybe a breakup is in order. And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I do know, listen, like I said, just on a real microcosmic level, if I keep having to have the same argument with you time after time, every 4 years, we got the same argument, every election, every 2 years, same argument, and you still stuck on old shit. You know what? At some point, I'm just going to call it quits. You go do you, I'll go do me. You can be stuck in the 1800s. I'm going to move forward, because everywhere else is trying to move forward.
And so overpriced and over-policed. That's where you want to go.
What does that look like to you moving forward? Because to me, it sounds like you're saying if you're going to break up, that means you're breaking up with the country. That means you're moving somewhere else.
Right.
What does that look like?
It looks like, ironically, I just read a book about this. I think I gave it to you, Kane. But there was a guy who recommended a reverse migration. Essentially, everybody Black come back, quote unquote, home, move back to the South, and take back the political power. And you could take states' power back through the vote. Sounds cool. Problem is, it's too much involved. Honestly, at this point, I'm like, I recognize the working definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result, right? So it looks like, hey, draw the line. Arizona, Virginia, you're your own country now. Now, for those of us in those places that do not agree with these backward ass laws, as we are now, heaven forbid you're in Texas and you need an abortion, because I can't even tell you the nearest state to go to. That's how bad. New Mexico?
It's New Mexico. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are they trying to put provisions that says if you travel to a different state for an abortion, we're still going to lock you up?
I mean, I can't really. I mean, it's hard to do that.
I mean,
but okay.
somebody got snitch on you badly, but yeah.
I mean, but no, because they can't do that because then that means that they will have to have federal. They would have to have some kind of a federal prosecution power to do that, but the federal government has not. Portion. All they did was send it back to the states for the states to make their own individual laws about it. So they can't send you back to they can't send you to jail for going out of state to get an abortion. They can't do it. I mean, it's like there's no way they can uphold that law because you didn't break the law in Texas. That's like saying that because I'm driving 80 I'm driving 75 here on the freeway, I should get a ticket in New York because they speed limit is 65.
Right. So my thought process is, listen, yeah, draw the line. You goofies can have it, and whoever doesn't like it can simply relocate. And essentially, what I think will happen is all the MAGA heads will gradually drift their asses down south. And then those of us with common sense will gradually move away. It'll be a natural progression and switch. And in a couple of generations, we'll see how much the South is left. Because I'm like,
you underestimate. Listen, people ain't moving, man. People not moving out the South, man. Listen, first of all, people like they're not moving from where it's cheap at to where it's warm to where it's cold. Like people not gonna make those moves. People aren't gonna make these moves. They're not gonna do it. It's just not gonna happen. Because if that was the case, even during the Great Migration, not every Black person moved. It was Black people that stayed pat throughout Jim Crow, throughout all of this stuff. They stood pat, and their families are still in them same areas. So that's just, it's not realistically gonna happen, right? And to split the country, like I don't think that's what that looks like. Is that will have to be an individual decision. Is you decide, hey, well, if this ain't gonna work, me and my family is moving to another country. And I'm here to tell you, buddy, racism everywhere. It's everywhere. It's like COVID in 20. It's everywhere. You can't go nowhere.
You live where I live. You know, Texas has been trying to secede since it's been in Texas. Texas has been trying to be its own thing since it's been in Texas. All right, cool. You know what? You go and take your little home, take your little friends with you, as parents would say. Take your little friends with you.
Texas literally cannot afford to become its own full-fledged country. They would have to come up with their own system of money. They would have to come up with their own economy and then compete with the large country that they see right above them on their borders, that they've just become an enemy to, that every soldier in this state would have to move out of because it's no longer a part of this country. Yeah, it's not really feasible. That's just people talking. Like it's not really feasible for a state to secede from the union like it was in the 1800s, like back when everybody had their own currency anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like when currency didn't mean nothing. Like it is a lot more difficult for that to happen than what some people make it seem.
2 words: Haiti, Dominican Republic. You absolutely can be 2 separate entities and share the same land. Just for example.
And that's the most effed up version too, because you see how Dominican Republic is, and then you see how Haiti
is. You see Haiti, and Texas.
Oh God! Texas I guess Texas is Haiti. Yep.
Yeah, Texas is not gonna be rich. Like, but it's honestly like no, that's just. But that's always been like 2 separate kind of areas. Well, it's Hispaniola is the entire island, but Haiti's they've always been 2 separate entities bordered on that one island. Because the Dominican wasn't fighting the French for their freedom. That was only Haiti. So
they getting their money.
Not Haiti. That's it's not the same thing. That's like that's like saying the United States and Canada. There's 2 different countries on the same landmass. But what you're saying, you're seceding from a country. Now you're going to be landlocked between 2 countries now.
Oh yeah, Mexico. Yeah.
You'll be landlocked between 2 countries with no United States to back you. Man, these Mexicans will run up in Texas like the same day. They're going to run up in here the same day. It's going to be grand opening, grand closing.
Shout out Jay-Z.
Because now who going to stop them? Who going to stop them? The cartel going to come up here and go crazy.
Good. You know, y'all, that's what y'all want, right? Y'all go ahead. Y'all got your little military. Because
they didn't want that. That's what they don't want.
Gosh, it is mind numbing. And I'm like, you just get tired of having the same kind of like, from a parental standpoint, if I gotta keep telling my kid the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, you know what? Move. Just move. Go ahead.
But
You
this is the
clearly
thing,
want your own.
I
Move.
look at this country like a family, right? Like I can love my family and love the country and still hate certain things that they do and want them to do better. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to stop. We're going to work until they do better. And the biggest thing, I think our issue is we all want to see it in our lifetime. But sometimes you got to come to grips with, I may not see this in my lifetime, but if you plant the seed, the tree going to grow anyway.
Not in this system, in my opinion.
I mean, but that's the point, is we plant the seed to change the system.
Or,
That's what is eventually going to have to happen. But one of the biggest things is we need to get younger in government, man. And one of the first things we can do, and it's a simple fix, man, age limits, term limits, even for the Supreme Court. You should not be 90 years old deciding on women's rights. Like right now, them old dudes on the Supreme Court don't have their finger on the pulse of the country, because even Republicans are staunchly pro. Yeah, they like women, like mostly want to have, for women's rights. Like it's very like the far right, and this is how I work it, right? Me and my wife, we talked about this, right? We're pro-choice, but abortion is not a choice we would make.
Right, exactly. And see how easy that was? See how incredibly easy that was to do?
People don't understand that. Like, so that's why I say I can't align myself with pro-life, because pro-life they're not pro-life, they're pro-birth. Because every plan that they put in place for poor children, they shoot it down. Every plan that they put in place to help the poor and indigent and they shoot them down. They Planned Parenthood, any kind of hospitals and clinics, any kind of medical programs for poor people, they shoot them down or make it so difficult to get onto. But they want you to have that baby. Mm-hmm. They're pro-birth, they're not pro-life.
They're pro-white birth. But and then like I said, they don't care about kids. We saw them get gunned down. Care
about kids.
Like I said, gun laws still the same, and we've seen multiple schools with young elementary school kids get slaughtered. Y'all don't care about them in the homes. Like if the parents are incapable, since now you have to give birth, and they're not capable mentally or financially or all the above, and you send them away. We all know how the children in the homes turn out to be, and how much they don't give a fuck about them. I know that personally. So yeah, nah. Y'all don't care about the kids. Let's stop playing. It's pro, like you said, white births. That's what you want, because we know y'all births are going down.
Pro, I mean, the people making these decisions are always the people that will have the money to be able to take care of. Children are expensive, right? Adoption. What about adoption? How many kids are stuck in the system that nobody will adopt?
Well, you got to start thinking. It's all interconnected. Like one of the themes from The Wire, the show The Wire, was it's all connected.
My favorite of all time, the best show of all time.
Yeah, it's the most realistic one.
It's definitely up there. Definitely up there. My top five. No doubt. The Wire, SOA, Shameless. But that's just me. But Shameless, the American version. I never saw the British version. Shameless, the American version. But it's all connected when you create a permanent lower class like that, because it's all connected and it's pathetic. And then, like I said, I know the question sounds far out. I know the notion sounds out there, but it's like, you know what? If you keep throwing a temper tantrum and you keep refusing to move forward and you keep, I want to do my own thing, I want to do my thing. You know what? You're right. Do your own thing. Because I can tell you this, as a Black man in this country, it is exhausting to still be having a conversation that is roughly 170 years old. It is exhausting.
Got a question. Do you have any Republican friends?
I'm sure I do. I'm in Texas.
So I 100% have open Republican friends from my 2 decades in the military, right? You're around people, you serve with them, they're Republican. Like I have a pretty decently good friend who's a Republican, but he's not a Trump Republican, right? And so we have discussions. We can have discussions all the time, because he always tells me I'm more of a fiscal conservative I do want to have my weapons for Second Amendment, but I'm also for human rights. You know what I'm saying? And so we tend to fall along the same lines on stuff on certain things we discuss. And that's what we were talking about. Term limits, right? Younger people like that, younger Republicans and younger Democrats can come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if they can, they can come to an agreement and have discussions. These old dudes, these old people in both sides of the party, like Biden got to go, Trump, them people got to go, and then all the people he brought with him, right? Because he brought the crazy young folks with him. Them Lauren Boeberts and who them other people, them Marjorie Taylor, oh my gosh. Bad Bill Beach, well, whatever that is, whatever my girl said about her. Who from Dallas?
Bleach blonde, yeah, she's bars.
They need to get rid of. They need to get rid of them folks. Them older, they need to die out and be voted out and have term limits and age limits so we can get them out the paint. And they need to get up out the paint.
Pelosi, Waters.
You look at Biden been in politics since the 70s, man.
Before we were born.
Hey, my thing is, as long as politicians are for sale and the system is still in place, ain't nothing that matters.
That's another. I don't even want to go into that, but lobby groups. I think lobby groups should be outlawed.
It's legal. It's legal bribing.
It's legal bribery, man. Lobby groups outlawed because if you watch 13th, you watch 13, right?
Oh yeah.
And then just talk about how that lobby group is just how they've run the law. They just got a form letter to turn in for laws that all it does is benefit private prisons so they can turn a profit. Not because they care about this country and crime, because they don't care about crime.
Money.
Because if you cared about crime, you would attack the actual root of crime, which is poverty.
No, but
poverty.
That's the thing. Like my father already said, this is all connected. This is the cycle. This country is built off of poverty. We need it. I'm not saying we, but I'm saying the powers that be need it. That is the biggest money maker. That what keeps everything in place. That's what keeps everyone distracted. That's what keeps you starving. So you're not even focused on what's really happening in front of you. I can, like you said, why would you put the plan in front of you? It's because you're starving. You're not thinking about anything. When you're starving, what are you thinking about? Food, surviving. You're not thinking about nothing logical. You're not thinking about nothing that's happening in front of you. I can show you a gun to your head. You're not worried about it because you're hungry.
You be like, please kill me, put me out of misery. Please put me out of misery.
It's diabolically genius. I say it every time, and I mean that shit. This is the most diabolically genius system that's ever been created.
Capitalism.
It's damn near unexplainable.
It's capitalism.
It's beautiful in a horrible way.
Okay. So this one was kind of weird.
We got a more light to head to because that one was oof.
Yeah, it's slightly light because it's weird. So the group Tenacious D,
okay,
canceled their entire tour because of a joke. One of the members' birthday was celebrated. They brought a cake, right, during a concert in Sydney, and they asked him, well, not Jack Black, the other guy. Yeah, what his birthday wish was. And he says, don't miss Trump next time. And I'm like, I'm not making fun of it. I think there's been worse jokes told in comedy. Anyone heard of Sam Kinison at all? Like anyone heard of Sam Kinison?
I've heard of the worst.
Listen, I'm always here for the jokes, right? I'm always here for the jokes. I told you that the other day, right? You can take it serious and be here for the jokes at both the same time.
Yeah.
So I understand. I get the joke, right? I get it. Like he's not advocating like, oh man, I wish him dead. It was a joke. It was a tasteless joke, right? Mm-hmm. And I also understand why Jack Black canceled the tour, right? He's just like, I don't want to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Not right now. I just don't want to deal with this. So I'm just gonna cancel the tour. Mm-hmm. It's easy for him because he runs in them circles with while he's very liberal, he's in Hollywood where Hollywood elite and Hollywood money. So I'm sure he runs in them circles and he just don't want to deal with it, right? Mm-hmm. So I get why he canceled the tour. But I'm like, it's on the levels of things like white people want to be fake offended so much, man. They want to be oppressed so bad. Oh my God, they want to be oppressed so bad.
You
Like
don't laugh.
Trump don't even take it serious.
We don't.
He, as evidenced by the fact he came after 50 Cent's many men at the Republican National Convention. So he ain't even taking it serious like that. Like, come on, man. Sometimes people want to be oppressed so bad. Like, oh my God. And then they don't know how to boycott. Like when they boycott stuff, I'll be like, that's they don't know how to boycott. They don't know how to rally. What they end up doing is getting black people to do the heavy lifting and then jumping on and taking over. Because the Me Too movement was a black women's movement.
That got
it was a black women's movement that they hijacked, start wearing vagina hats and crazy stuff, and they just hijacked the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm just like, and I forgot, there was a point, I gotta rewind time a little bit. There's a point I wanted to touch on going back to the assassination attempt. There are parts of it that I found very scary. One, we are actually at the point where we don't believe anything. And I think that's a dangerous place to be.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Trump wasn't unalived, immediately, it took I'm guessing 10 minutes for Black Twitter and the rest of Twitter to get a hold of this and all of the jokes to roll in. And it's funny. I saw some genuine funny jokes right up until you realize, we're at the point where we don't, if you are not actually dead, we don't believe everything's a conspiracy.
The jokes would still fly if he got shot. I promise you.
The one where Abraham Lincoln,
I promise you. It would have. I promise you. You don't know Black Twitter, bro. They don't take nothing serious.
Don't take nothing
when the
serious.
Dude died in the submarine, that's actual bodies. They was making jokes for days. No, it was crying nothing.
Stuff happened to us, and Black Twitter listen. They with the jokes, man. They with the jokes. But sometimes that's how people get through tragic events. And so, I mean, the joke that dude said from Tenacious D wasn't that terrible. I don't think it was that big of a deal, like for people to be all bent out of shape, but they want to be oppressed and offended about something. Why? Because we can't let black folks here had no attention.
Okay, so hold on. I hear you, but here's the thing, and this is where I hate to use the term woke, but it's fitting in the context. So if this was Kamala, wouldn't we be still calling for his head? Hypothetically, remove Trump and pretend that somebody blasted a Kamala in the same way.
But it's different.
Still funny.
Okay, but things are different, man. It's not apples to apples when you compare those two people, right? Kamala is not a person that incited political violence. Donald Trump incited the January 6th riots where people died in that. He incited that. Told people to take up arms, basically. And them people went in there, ran all up in the White House. It wasn't no Blue Lives Matter then. They ain't care about them police officers then. That's why I say, like, we pick and choose, right? Kamala ain't never done nothing like that. So when, like I said earlier with the Malcolm X talking about the chickens coming home to roost, so when your chickens come home to roost, you gonna get them jokes.
I think
you gonna get them jokes.
Kamala, I ain't gonna lie to you.
And if it was Kamala, she was gonna get them jokes, bro.
She was, dude. I think anybody get. They crack on any. They crack on an alien if it was here. Like they don't
winged her ear. If they shot at her and winged her ear, she was gonna get them jokes.
Yes.
Plus, we funnier than them. So when we do the jokes, they funny. They do the jokes, they just be terrible.
But it just goes back to, it's a scary place to be, that unless you see blood, unless you hear a confirmed death, it could be fake. It could be a setup. It could be staged. I'm like,
I agree.
We're really there.
AI is gotten out of control, and it is getting worse. Because
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I also don't. It's not like I think the government is batting 1,000 out here, all this stuff. Like everything is fake. But I think that some of the stuff people are they just be looking for conspiracies in everything. But sometimes it's just what it is. Like those are real bullets.
That was real.
A real person died.
Mm-hmm.
No, a couple of real, a real person in the crowd died, and then the gunman died.
It was real.
To include seeing pictures of it. Yeah. Like,
so props to the Secret Service for doing their job in that regard.
No, well, not really, because they got the shot off.
Because, okay, so this is where I am on this one, right? Did they really do their job, or did they just react?
He got lucky. That's what
How do
happened.
you allow a clear line of sight for someone to be able to get a shot off at your presidential candidate who is a former president, which means he has a lifetime Secret Service detail to allow that to happen? I just think it was bad work in the beginning that they made up for by getting the shooter, but somebody lost their life.
Yeah. Local police. Basically, right, from what the stuff I've read, it's been a back and forth. Secret Service blaming local police for this. Local police saying the Secret Service, but I'm like, at the end of the day, if local police was supposed to be in conjunction with, right? From what I understand, from the stuff I've read, don't know what's real and what's not, there's just a couple snipers. Some of the slack supposed to be picked up by local police. It was not. So at the end of the day, who comes in to save the day? Secret Service.
No, they didn't, because they had somebody on the Secret Service leaked out. I hope the brother's still alive. Leaked out. Like, I had a clear sight on him for 11 minutes before he shot. I see him. Can I take the shot? They said nothing. No. They basically gave the dude a free shot.
Now, this is the thing that I look at, right? So local police should be taking their cues from Secret Service, because Secret Service does not have a large enough force to actually secure all of that stuff. But they should put police snipers in place. They should put police SWAT teams in place. They should put all of these people in place. And so what are the most likely avenues of attack? Because that's stuff we did in the military, right? When you want a convoy, what are the most likely avenues of attack? What are the bottlenecks? Where are we the most vulnerable? And so that should have been done. And the police and the Secret Service both have experts in that failed, right? Because this is some guy, like, when I started, I was like Napoleon Dynamite. Like, he don't even look like he had a good plan. Like, how he get up there and get a place to get a good shot off?
I'm telling you, they were snipers there already. We saw the video. It was 2 snipers. Or it was 3 if you consider the shoot. Two of them already had one, or one of them, 2 of them already had the dude in sight. That's what I'm saying. The most conspiracy theory I can maybe agree with is that it was an inside job, because there's no way you fell that hard. There's no way. And if the dude, if it's factual that the dude said that was an actual sniper and said, I had him in my sights for minutes before he started shooting, and y'all didn't give him the green light, then that sounds like a setup to be. I don't know. But hey, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I'll circle back to where I started this by backtrack. It is a scary place to be where we don't believe anything anymore.
Now that is scary. That's scary, right? It's not just scary. I think that it's late. It's a lot of lazy thinking, right? I think it's a lot because social media has given idiots a platform, right? And so idiots can sound charismatic and they can fool people into believing them. Like when flat Earth became a thing again. Like, how is this a thing again? I thought we debunked this 400 years ago. So that's the biggest thing for me, right? Is that people don't do any research. Is that this is the age of laziness. Like, another thing that scares me to death? AI, right? Like, watch Terminator? Do we not know? I mean, what are we doing? Just think, this is the worst version of AI that we're ever going to have. I mean, that's just how it goes right there. This is the worst version of AI that we're going to have, is what we have right now.
And it's already scary. Because somebody, I'm going to see for a person, because it happened here not too long ago. I think I told you, but I don't know if we talked about it on the pod. Someone literally got set up because of AI. It was a principal at my old school. You weren't the principal when I was there. Someone literally recorded a phone.
That was your school?
Yeah.
I seen that.
That was my school. That wasn't my principal at the time, because I graduated many moons ago. But he got set up and literally fired, almost fired. And almost
saw that.
That's what I'm saying. AI has gotten out of control. You can't trust.
And so they offered him his job back, and he said, "No, F y'all, right?" I saw that. He's like,
he tried to sue.
I don't blame you. I don't blame
you either, but you're a piece of shit, most likely. But either way, because if your own coworker is trying to set you up, that's a problem. But anyway, I've seen AI. I already was scared about AI setting people up, and now the government can do it, because, like I said, you can't trust the video, you can't trust the recording. Everything looks real now.
This is why it's diabolically genius. This is how you invite the tracking, because you got to now prove, that wasn't you. That wasn't you in that video. Prove it.
They used to.
Well, here's my phone.
The deepfakes. The deepfakes, man. Oh, the deepfakes is scary. So you got deepfakes, AI. That stuff is scary, bro.
Very scary.
Scary. Because You know why it's scary? Because people won't just look at something and say, "Hey, that sounds too wild to be true." And they'll hold on to something they'll take if something that has a 1% chance of being true, they'll hold on to that 1% and not be like, well, that's most likely not happening right now. Let me look for a reputable source that says, that's my boy Ramir, a reputable source. That was one of the biggest things he taught me about running down these rabbit holes, is find a reputable source, right? Not everybody's going to be on with the conspiracy. Somebody is going to be out there, and not the National Enquirer, or not my brother told me so.com, or not some dude in the field with no shirt on YouTube, but an actual reputable website to find this information. And if I can't find it, what I do is I say I'll reserve judgment and wait. You know what I'm saying? Till I can information.
That's true, but I mean, I've seen our AI video and I've seen the original video beforehand. So if I did not see the original video, I would have thought it was completely right. I'm not gonna lie. It's getting this bad. It's
and like I said, if you want to make me a new Terminator movie, or you want to make your horror special effects better than a horror movie, I'm all for it. The problem is this country has a history of fake shit, a history of setting people up. Ask Asada Shakur.
Yeah.
Ask Mumia Abu Jamal.
It's easy now.
And now, you know, now you can just really, hey, there's a video of Shaun and Ross walking into the bank with guns and robbing the bank. And if I don't have something to disprove that, it's a problem. And that's what I'm like, circling back, first and foremost, it is tragic someone lost their lives in this entire thing. Two, I try not to go, I can't really go but so far down a rabbit hole on this because it's ugly. Shaun, you're new to this, but Ken and I have had this conversation numerous times. The problem with accepting 9/11 as an inside job is how horrible the conclusion is. It means a sitting president was okay with sacrificing that many lives.
Yeah.
The problem with thinking this is not fake means we're okay accepting Donald possibly sacrificing people to win an election.
Okay, I don't know if he's doing that. That's a little reach. But hey, we accepting that. We clapping presidents again. That's what we really accepted.
That's the thing. It's like
we really accepted that. Like that should be a huge problem, but it's not.
But this is the thing, right? People were saying this. People have been saying this for years, right? So I'm not years, but since 2012, since Trump has ratcheted up the political rhetoric and ratcheted up the violence around politics. Ever since he's done that, people have like, listen, this is going to lead to something like this. And January 6th should have shown people like, hey, people will do this crazy stuff. They're going to run up in the spot. You know what I'm saying? They're going to run up in the spot and try to get because they were trying to get the highest ranking individual in there.
They were.
At the time.
Waving the 4-4.
That wasn't going to happen. They let him in, but they weren't gonna let him get nobody.
They didn't let them in. They broke him.
Well, I'm sorry. This is where I disagree. Because if it was people that look like us that did that, that would be a different ball game. I promise you.
Oh,
would not have got it.
Definitely different. And what's so wild about it is what I always say is white people don't know how to do that stuff because they broke in there just to run around and act crazy. That's what they did. They basically ran in there to go, woo!
Well, they ain't skilled at revolution since 1776. So,
like, what are you doing?
They're real
skilled at Viking hat in there.
They're real skilled at oppression, but revolution, not since 1776, not so much.
That's what I say. Like people, they don't know how to do stuff from the disadvantaged side.
No. But yeah, I just had to circle back to that because I'm like, it's a scary time we're living in, and as I tell Kane all the time, this is one of the few times in my adult life I got an eyebrow raised, and there's my level of concern is higher because it's like, yo, we not as far away from shit going all the way left as we think.
We right there.
We're not as far away as we think.
I think we one bad day. Honestly, I don't know what would have happened if he did get clapped. Like, what does the what do we look like?
I think that would have changed the tenor of the Republican Party. I think that they would have ratcheted down that rhetoric after that because they'd be like, okay, we targets now.
Oh, because here's the thing that no one's talking about out loud, not very loudly. He was one of theirs. That can't leave that out because I don't think it's an accident that is not being talked about.
I said it earlier.
You mentioned he's one of theirs.
Which is wild. When I seen
and they're
that,
still blaming the Democrats for it somehow. How they do that?
Yeah, he wasn't Muslim. He wasn't from the LGBTQ community.
Nope.
Wasn't black. He's one of yours.
Yep.
He looked like the white dude that walked in tops. He looked just like the white dude that walked in tops. He's the same day from me.
Okay, so moving along, this is interesting. And this goes back to something Kane mentioned, and if anyone ever dug, you need to dig deep. The connections between government and business, never mind church and state, the connections between business and state should be alarming. You'd be surprised how many politicians sit on boards of companies and board of trustees of companies that they directly have impact over. So it's looking like the makers of Ozempic, Nordisk, are trying to get access to Medicare, and Medicaid money. Because as a type 2 diabetic, I take Ozempic. It is introduced to me as a drug to help regulate and normalize my sugar, which it has done.
For the same reason to regulate my blood sugar, not to lose weight. And so now
it is crazy how it is taken on. Like, I don't know when you got on it, but earlier this year, I couldn't find it. I literally had to drive to 3 different pharmacies.
Until May. Remember, I was on metformin, and when my stomach was always sounding like it was a party going on in there, I was like, yeah, I got to get up off of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. But now, because it's been qualified as a weight loss drug, they're trying to get some big money, and I'm like, based on this, it's from Ian. It's a tweet from Ian Carroll. Handle at cancel CLOCO. It's a very interesting video, and he starts detailing how people sitting in high places are connected to government, and it's no accident that they're trying to get a lobby to get Medicaid dollars. So they're trying again, and I gotta go back to what Kane said. Diabolically genius. So you feed us crap food, you make good food more expensive, the economy is shit, people's wages don't stretch as far as they used to. So of course what's gonna happen? You eat the cheap food, you don't exercise because you gotta work to pay all these bills, you pack on weight, become unhealthy. Oh, look what we got for you. Ozempic to help you lose weight. And everybody smiles because everybody gets paid.
Ross, listen, I paid $25 copay for mine. Do you know how much that Manjaro costs for a 1 month supply? It's $1,200.
Jesus.
Because when I get my stuff from my insurance, I look at it. I look at what they paid. $1,200. Because I was looking like, dang, well, I gotta pay $25. Because usually my co-pays for my medicine is like $10, $11. They're like $25. Man, I looked at how much that stuff cost, like $1,200 a month. Man.
Yeah. All a scam, but yeah.
Right. And this is where it starts looking looks real what the fuckish.
You know who did that? You know who did that, right? Your boy, your farmer bro, Martin Shkreli, whatever you say his name. He started that. Remember, he bought up that insulin and increased the price by 800%.
That's right. You're going way back. Okay, we're talking the original.
It's out of this world expensive. He made money on diabetes for people that need maintenance medicine that really saves their life.
Exactly.
Because he knows that we're gonna have to pay it. We're gonna have to give it. But there's no way around it. That in turn has run up insurance rates. It's run up insurance prices. And so he has almost single-handedly messed up this market. So one of the things I think that they marketed this drug as a weight loss drug, and they've actually been able to kind of drop the price on it because now they've been able to produce generic versions.
Oh yeah. There's generic version.
Generic is really expensive, but I think like Wegovy or any of those GLP-6s, those not like Roman or something like that, you can get those for like $100-something a month, right? But he ran that price through the roof, man.
Yeah, and it's just, and this is where you start seeing the pieces and how futile some of this, how futile a lot of this looks. Because so think about our show, think about this show. So we started off talking about politics, talking about an assassination attempt, talking about the political climate. I went as far as saying, hey, the South, y'all got it, go ahead, right? When the real issue here is what? It's politicians in bed with businesses. Like I got a running joke. I don't need to be a billionaire. I just need to make enough money to buy myself a politician. That's all.
You.
I just need to buy myself a few votes.
You still need $1 billion for that, but all right.
Yeah, you need to be a billionaire for that, but I give it to you.
You still need $1 billion for that.
You need a collective Billy. So hypothetically speaking, because let's think about this. Think about sports. Think about sports. Think about the Supermax. The Celtics. Between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, you almost got a Billy. They could buy a politician.
They don't have.
They can't. Maybe they can't buy they can't buy federal level.
Why they can't buy? You know why they can't buy a politician? Because they can't. The biggest thing about that whole it's a symbiotic relationship, right? So you buy my vote for you. What do I get from this, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can't give them nothing but season tickets. They don't. They're not clocked into society enough them access than what they have, right?
You think no. Oh boy, I don't know what it'll be.
A lot of these politicians are. So a lot of these politicians. So while Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown might not be able to do it, the owner of the Celtics may be able to do it because he can offer them a spot on the board of directors for the Boston Celtics, which makes them money when it's done with politics outside of politics. You understand what I'm saying? They get kickbacks in some other form or another, right? So they need to find a way. You need to find a way to give them a kickback, just the money in their pocket. They're not going to accept straight cash because then they can't make that. It'd be harder for them to make that look legal.
Oh, easily done. Here's how. Most of these top-notch players have what? Their own foundations. Do you know how easy it is to funnel things through said foundation? It is not that hard. So I go back to, if I'm Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, I don't know who the third highest player on that team is. Collectively, we've got almost $1 billion. I don't need to buy a senator. I might just need to buy the mayor. I just might need to buy a council person. I set up this dummy corporation, set up this foundation. I give you access to all these inner city kids.
You said, but see, what you're saying is setting up dummy corporations, setting up. What these people are doing are taking legit companies, giving these people seats on the board so that they can reap profit. Oh, everything they're doing is legal. That's the case. It's legal. What you're talking about is dabbling in the illegal where the IRS can come and catch you. Because I don't get their money. See, that kind of stuff, nah. They're dabbling in the stuff that's legal, like that, like the prison stuff, right? The stuff that they're pushing, funneling money into their campaigns. That's what they're doing. That's where they're getting all of that stuff, putting them on the boards of these prisons are getting kickbacks for however many prisoners they get in there, right? Those are the kind of things that they doing. Like, not just like, I'm setting up a dummy corporation. No, these is legit corporations with legit everything. All of that stuff is legit, and they're working within the legal framework because politicians are never going to make that illegal because they'd be cutting off their money supply.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if people think about politics the way it's really meant to be and how it's really designed, politics is a business. It's business.
Yeah.
That's it. Who they work for, it said the IRS is a scam, and so is the Federal Reserve, because we all know all the money and all the superpowers that control everything is really using the World Bank, which is still a scam in itself.
World Bank, IMF, yep.
Like shout out to Rockefeller, because you started this shit. But yeah, this is all connected. Like you gotta be the special elite group, the parent companies of all the companies that we all know, because all the companies know PepsiCo, all that are under one umbrella realistically. but they're all mini branches of each other that are all supported by the fucking World Bank and the Federal fucking Reserve. So nah, all that shit needs to fall. Because if
Bruh,
you don't have, if we don't have control of the World Bank or the Federal Reserve, none of that matters. We can't buy a single person. We
I'm
ain't got
just
that
saying
type of bread. No one does except them.
between Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and
Not
I don't know
enough. They're not in that
Supermax.
club. They're not in that club.
Money is not the only factor. Yeah, you're not
They're
in the
not in that
club.
club.
Not in the club. It don't
You're
matter. The
not
money
in
you
that
got.
club.
They look at you like that's your new money. You're not in the club. You can't even get to the place where you can even offer them the money.
You're working for the person who's still not in the club.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
You're working for the
no,
owner of the team and they're not in the club.
this is the superpowers we're talking that literally run this shit. Everything in the world, not just this country. You're
No,
not.
no, no,
There's
no,
no
no, no.
one
You
in
see
that
that?
club except for a few people in
Oh, see,
corporations.
that's my thing though. I didn't say buy a senator. You can buy a council person. You don't need a Billy to buy a council person.
What is
You
that?
like a city councilman?
Really?
City councilman, mayor. You can get a mayor on the cheap, I'm sure. Kwame Kilpatrick. You can get a mayor on the cheap.
And then he went straight to prison.
Yeah.
Went straight to prison.
Yeah.
That's the sad part, because he probably wasn't doing nothing nobody else wasn't doing to begin with. So you can get him. You can
He's
get
not part of the club. That's the point I'm trying to say. There's bigger players that no one either knows about or talks about.
300 M's.
But what are you trying to get
I'm in a
accomplished with?
club.
What are you trying to accomplish with getting a city council member or the mayor?
Man, what is that going to do for the world or this
Damn,
country?
if I got a real estate development, I want to put these condos, these high priced ass condos in this neighborhood. I need it zoned a certain way. I need it built a certain way. I need the permits. It's Stringer Bell in the wire.
You still need county. You need
that's what Stringer was trying to do.
It's past city. I mean, I see what you're saying there, but you messing with county, state. You got to buy more than one politician for that. You got to buy a string of them because, like you said, I need zoning, so I need to pay this politician for the zoning. I need to pay this politician to okay my plans. I need to pay this
All right,
politician.
Pablo. Yeah, we ain't Pablo.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
Clay
Davis.
You got Pablo money? You can probably
You're
do
gonna be too broke to pay him.
it.
Bro,
Pablo
Clay
can
Davis
do it.
ain't cost that. Clay Davis ain't cost that much. Anybody watching The Wire, know what I'm saying? Clay Davis ain't cost that much.
Yes, he did. Because look at Stringer. He took Stringer for all his money.
Mm-hmm. They still wanted more.
He took Stringer for all his money.
What was it? What was
They gonna
100
throw him
grand?
under the
Stringer?
bus.
And guess what he didn't do? He didn't let him in the club.
Nope.
He wasn't in the club. He had the money. He played.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna get up there and get played, and they're gonna look at him and say,
Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. But yeah, hey. That's it. Like I said, politics is a business. That's how I see it. They're not for us. They're doing their job. So okay. If we know it's a business and it's not our business. I mean, I'm saying it is our business, but I'm saying in terms of the payments and what gets done and what gets dictated, that is powers beyond that we even know about.
Some of the things I feel like we can do again that can help fix that. We talked about term limits and age limits. Also, getting rid of the electoral college. That's an idea whose time is more than over.
I told you, I think you mentioned it.
That's something whose time is more than over, bro. The electoral college is over for that. And voters are informed enough to make informed decisions. Back when they made the electoral college, you got to look at when people were running for president, you're looking at people that are voting, not getting any kind of information on the candidates that's running. You know, news travels by horseback, maybe till out where you at voting. So you may need an electoral college because, for that. But now that's an idea whose time has passed, right?
It'll happen in the next 2 elections. I'll tell you why. Because Texas is being flooded with Californians, and people don't tend to remember us being here. I know Texas was almost blue for a minute. Once you have New York, Texas, and California blue, then you'll get rid of electoral college. It'll be going to next week.
I lived in El Paso. They are always blue, even though they're in Texas. That city is always. Mm-hmm. That city's been blue for the whole time I was there, and I've been there since 1997.
Okay, so yeah, once Texas flips, you'll see electoral college going the next day.
Texas almost flipped this last election.
Yep, exactly. So once Texas flips, they'll get it done. All right, so
Beto
One of our
almost got in as the governor.
Should have, but you know,
He's from El Paso,
Texas being Texas.
Met him a few times. He killed himself though, talking about taking away people's guns. I'm like, you can't do that in Texas, bro. That's something you just keep to yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like telling people about Project 2025 before the oh, my bad. Anywho, this one is going to be fun, and we'll probably wrap it up after this because this is interesting. Because I've talked to you both about it. We all have different opinions. So apparently, Lil Wayne, decided to throw his hat in the ring a little bit and throw a shot at Kendrick, and then Big Shaun, not you, but the rapper Big Shaun.
Oh, Medium Shaun.
Decided to kind of throw a little shot at the boogeyman. I'm like, in the words of what used to be the most famous beef until this one, in the words of Hov, I don't know why your advisors ain't forewarned you. Did you not? It'll be interesting. And because of his ability, a Wayne versus K-Dot would be interesting. Big Shaun need to pay attention to what Cole did and go sit down somewhere, because that will not end well for you. That will not end well for you, sir. And see, you might have to
like Big Shaun like that.
Big Shaun is in that Cameron category for me.
No, he's not, because Cameron has like a cult following, right? He got a cult following of people that like computers Putin. He got a cult following of that, because if he didn't, his podcast wouldn't be as popular as it is.
No, those two together is actually funny.
Yeah,
I can't take
Medium Shaun don't got no following like that. Like, he a dude that you know what Medium Shaun is? He remind me of Wale. He a dude that got all the skills and no fan base.
That's true.
No, I can't say that, because Wale is actually dope. It's just whatever reason.
No fan base. That's exactly what I just said.
Big Shaun is dope.
Bitch, they both dope. They can rap.
Let's not get carried away.
What? So wait. Okay, let's not get disrespectful to Big Shaun. He can speak. He's just not comparing to Kendrick or Cole.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. Medium Shaun. I call him Medium Shaun just because, like, he corny to me, right? He's a corny dude. Like Wale, they corny. They just corny dudes. That's why don't nobody like them. It's the same thing with Lupe. They just corny dudes.
Lupe
is
not Lupe's skills. Lupe the person.
Hey, he was hotter than both of them in his prime.
He do cornball stuff, bro. He do cornball stuff.
You about to offend every backpacker nerd we have talking about
Lupe couldn't rap. Lupe is dope on the mic. He's dope on the mic. He is dope as heck on the mic. Say that.
He went toe to toe. He was ready to go toe to toe with Royce, and it's not gonna be a blowout. It was not gonna be a blowout.
That wasn't even a serious.
I would enjoy it because Royce is not a battle rapper like that though.
But he got bars. He is God tier MC.
It's the difference between having bars and being a battle rapper, right? Yeah. Rakim got bars, but he's not a battle rapper, which is why he never battled Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
Battle rap is that's a different arena right there. That is a different arena. Don't step into that arena if that's not what you do.
That's what Cole did.
Drake is a prime example of a dude who got bars, got into a battle, held it strong for a little bit, and then when Kendrick gut punched that nigga, he came back with a song like, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't."
But see that's
done after Euphoria, but that's just my opinion.
His whole reply to Meet the Grands was, "I didn't do that. I didn't call Billy." He spent 5 minutes lyrically. It sounded good, but I was like, man, this is corny, man. Just stop.
He gave up. It was his way of waving the white flag.
Even with Pusha T, he had a little jab in there, and then Pusha T punched him in them abs. He punched him in them abs. And doubled him over.
Oh.
I mean, the problem
is different. He don't write his shit, so I don't count him. He's different.
I think he writes. I think he writes a lot of his stuff, but he also employs writers, because there's no way a rapper's been in the game this long and not had somebody write for him. Because even Snoop has said he's had people write for him. Like, I understand that when you put up that one, that's a lot of material.
Here's the problem. We know it has been documented. BBL Drizzy wrote for Kanye.
That's
How
cool.
can you
No
write
one's,
for someone and you have a ghostwriter?
no one
That
says
is
he never written. I'm just
No one
saying
said he's
he
never
has
written.
ghostwriters. That's
We
the
saying that he
preferred.
writes. We exactly just said that he writes, but over the course of a long career like this, you're gonna have people that write stuff for you. And listen, how I look at it, right, is I was a rapper, right? I don't rap no more, but if I was like rapping and after 10 years in the game, I got a homeboy that I want to cut some cheese to. Like, matter of fact, our homeboy Jason, right? He the dopest rapper I've ever heard in person, right? And say I made it and he didn't. If I'm like, yo, I know I'm the number one dude in the game, and if I do a song of his, he gonna get cut some cheese on that. I'm gonna do a song.
so you slap his name on the credits, and there you go.
No,
I don't slap his name on the credits if he didn't write it. Like, that's
right.
some old, yeah, that's just some old son and stuff. That's some old nephew stuff. Like, I got you, nephew. I'll just put your name on it. No. Let the man get credit for his actual work.
If you credit it, then
But what
Drake
Drake don't have, right, is that because Drake ain't the first rapper, he ain't the only big time rapper that got people ghostwriting songs for him, right? The problem with Drake is he don't got no control over his camp. Them boys talk too much.
Oh yeah,
Kendrick got all his material from Drake camp. Like, they talk too much. They don't even like him. Like,
they hate this nigga.
They don't like him.
Everybody does. But
They don't like him, man. Like, you employ dudes that don't like you.
I mean,
so
Kendrick told you, hey, your entourage meant to hustle you. You got 100 niggas on salary. What do you expect?
Like,
I
at
mean,
least
so here's the thing though. If this were to go down, one, always representing the East Coast and the glorious Empire State, I'm just happy nothing has come that direction. But if you get a Weezy Kendrick duel,
it
oh
ain't.
my, oh
It's
my.
not. It's not gonna happen.
It's not.
You know why? Because listen,
Eminem himself
Kendrick
is
only go
very-
that. Kendrick only went at Drake because it was personal. He don't like that
Hate
dude.
that. He hates
He
him.
said so.
He hates that
Hates
dude.
him. They've been subbing each other. It started after Control because Drake got the feelings.
Yeah, after Kendrick, like, and it started because Drake took exception to Control. Like, he felt personally offended by Control, where everybody else was just like, well, I'm gonna kick my little verses and say something, because that's basically what Kendrick was saying. Like, let's get back to rapping. Let's get back to where we competitive on the mic, but we cool. And he even said it in the battle. He even said in the battle, he's like, we friends, but if not, I'm YNW Melly, which I found hilarious because YNW Melly killed his own friends, man. That's a hilarious line.
That was lying though, because he said later that song, I hate the way you talk.
He hate that dude. He's hated that dude for years, which is why your boy Cole was like, no, Cole, this ain't at you, so don't join this.
He's back, but we're talking about a Millie. We are talking about the catalog.
Those aren't battle songs. Weezy's a rapper. He's not a battle rapper. He's not a battle rapper, bro.
He's a great rapper.
He's a great rapper, but what battle has he ever gotten into?
But no one tests him, though.
You can say the same thing about Black Thought, but no one wants to smoke with Black Thought. I promise you that.
But because when you listen to Black Thought rap, it's battle rap. Like, he is battle rapping without an opponent.
Like, don't say nothing is pretty much, that's second versus don't say nothing, for instance.
This is the thing. Here's one reason why Kendrick ain't gonna say nothing. That battle was dead and buried, and now here come Wayne 2 months later.
Yeah, it's done.
It's whack, right? It makes Drake and it makes Drake look bad. Drake should just say, Weezy, don't say nothing, because it make him look bad. Because it's just like I told you earlier, it's like you get beat up and now you go get your daddy.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Daddy, he beat me up. Daddy. And,
Young Money's
his granddaddy done already went out there and done made us up look stupid, and Mace done had to talk about him. So now he's like, no, send your daddy out there. Send your daddy. Go get your daddy. And then he's Wayne out there. It's corny, and it makes Drake look worse, man.
It's just this could get ugly.
Either.
I'm gonna say this could get ugly because you have Drake's obvious connection. You got Drake's obvious connection to Wayne, and you have Shaun's obvious Detroit connection to Royce and M.
M is not coming after Kendrick. He loves Kendrick. He's on.
Yeah, they're on the same record label, bro.
He loves Kendrick. Kendrick loves him.
They all down with Drake. What are you talking about?
That's not happening.
They all down with Drake. So if you call it out that, then you actually putting them Detroit people on Kendrick's side.
Pretty much.
Because they down with they in Interscope together. They label mates. They
I
all
just
Dre
say
people.
M is under Aftermath. So was
Yeah,
Kendrick.
all Dre people.
That's the
They
family
Dre people.
tree.
Shady is under Aftermath. Yeah, they all them Dre people.
Yeah, they like I said, M is not getting
You
involved.
forgot that, huh?
M
You
is
forgot
not
that?
getting
Yeah, because
involved.
I'm like TD,
M,
because I think Kendrick, you think TDE. I wasn't thinking that. I'm thinking
he
TDE.
was with
Because
Aftermath.
TDE they're on Interscope.
Yeah.
They're on
He was
Interscope.
signed to Aftermath first. And then
He was
made his
Aftermath
own.
first.
Yeah.
Dre is the one that came out because he's from Compton. Remember that was a whole big old deal. They was bringing Compton back.
Yep.
So he got Dre in his pocket, and that's what thing. If anything happened, Dre will probably call Wayne like, "Nah, let's chill on that. Like that's between them two. It's a personal matter between them two. It's not a rap matter between crews."
It's not. It got super personal.
It was.
I
It was
mean,
personal for me.
and
Now,
that's the
Kendrick
thing.
was
That's the other
to
thing.
reply. Actually, because Kendrick sent a small little sub, right? It was just a little sub, right? When he just said the first person shooter, it was a little sub, the kind of sub they've been throwing back and forth. But he was seeing if Drake took the bait, and Drake took it.
He took it.
He was like, waiting on this.
He was sitting in the dark room with a hood and a Dodger hat on.
Shut up, man. It was just like the Goodfellas joint when Joe Pesci thought he was getting made.
Oh yeah.
Drake walked in there, I shot the back of the head.
Damn.
I don't think because ultimately we got to make a choice here, and so it sounds like y'all think if this were to go down, y'all riding with K-Dot.
Yeah.
I just think that remember I told you Lil Wayne's got more rap miles on him. When you got more rap miles on you, bro, you better not have that endurance for a battle like that.
It'd be closer though. I agree.
It was cool with Drake for 1 or 2 songs.
I thought it was done after Euphoria.
No, I think
Family Matters brought him back.
Drake's reply after Euphoria was like, I was like, okay, Kendrick got to say something back.
He brought him back he
had to say something back.
Yeah.
But Meet the Grams
was it was done after that too. Yeah, he didn't have to release this.
Meet the Grams was the end, and then not after Meet the Grams, he did Not Like Us. Like I was like, oh, he just stomping on his grave now.
Yeah, that was a double tap.
He crip walking on his grave.
Kendrick made a bop that's a diss track. It's a bop. It's my granddaughter be singing it.
Crip walking on his grave.
You got 3-year-olds singing that and BBL Drizzy. Like, when you got a producer, like the whole world was making diss tracks on Drake, bro. Like that was bad, bro. Like, just sit down. Because Wayne makes music with Kendrick. He may not make music with him for a minute after this, but he also makes music with Metro Boomin. So he gonna throw that business out too?
No.
I mean, at least Rick Ross got beat up. You know, that's a win for Drizzy.
That's hilarious because I don't like Rick, man. Rick did some old corny stuff getting in this battle, and then that Champagne Poppy song was mediocre. It was mediocre as hell.
But he didn't respond to Game because Game was like, "Let's go." But
Game always does that. That's the corny moment. That's the corny.
He is the number one cornball of cornballs, bro. He is the number one cornball of cornballs, man.
Number one. I agree.
Like, how you gonna jump in? How you LA till you die, and then you jump in to be trying to say something about Kendrick, but you love Drake, and they all come on, man. You should have just shut up and just sit to the side, man. But you got a new album out. That's why.
Yeah. Every time an album comes out, he starts some random beat.
He got an album out. Yeah, he had some more years. And like Drake. I mean, not Drake. Game is a cornball, bro.
Yeah.
Sad. We didn't spend the last 5 minutes talking about this, and we pretty much just dismissed any opportunity, any possibility of Big Shaun having anything worthwhile saying. But
no. I mean, he'll say something and it'll be lyrically like, oh, it rhymes. It's got great scheme and great cadence.
Yeah, and that's my issue with that's what I said. Shaun,
why?
Cam, Wale, like I said, I always say, if this is the NBA, you're a 22-point scorer in the NBA.
Cam, the weakest rapper of them. I don't
he's an 18-point scorer, bro.
He's a 15-point scorer.
Yeah, Big Shaun he's the Harrison Barnes of rappers, where it's people keep waiting on him to hit it, but he just don't quite get there.
I like
you see, 18 in NBA, you might be 6 man.
He Harrison Barnes with the swagger of AI. That's what
Harrison Barnes
got, the swagger of AI, but Harrison Barnes talent. That's what he is. Like he fly. He got the swag. He got the look. He just can't rap for shit.
He can't. It just don't all fit together. Like everybody don't like it.
Hey, I think that's how it is. Actually, no, it might be the opposite. Actually, I don't know. For Shaun, it's like Shaun has the talent, but I don't know what it is. It just don't hit when he rap. I don't
Well, hold
know
on,
if
hold
it's his
on.
voice. I don't know what it is. It don't hit.
Think about Control if it was just Shaun's song.
That's my
And
point.
we would not talk about the song because do anybody talk about Big Sean verse?
We
Well,
skip
that's
it.
Who verse do we talk
skip
about?
it.
Verse and we talk about Kendrick Lamar verse.
Yep,
We'll,
and then Jay Electronica come second. We skip it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
like we listen. If there was a little skip track to let you just skip verses,
I do.
skirt.
I'm not going. But the funny thing is, Shaun killed that shit. That's the problem. I don't understand it. How is this possible? It got to be his voice. It got to be something.
Like, forget that Future is even on like that. It's his song.
Well, that's different.
It's his song.
I mean, you don't listen to Future for bars. You just want, and he did his part. When he was talking, you was bopping. And then when Kendrick came on,
I was just getting through it till I could get to the Kendrick verse.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't expect nothing for Future, so yeah, that's why.
This has been a ball. Last thing we're gonna touch because we've been on for a minute, but I don't mind. Take it to the courts real quick. This is the me thing. I said, hey, it'd be interesting to see.
It's definitely a you thing.
It's you.
I think Asia Wilson versus Bronny in a 1v1 game 7, game up to 7, and make it take it. I'm not convinced Bronny wins that. I'm not saying he loses, but I'm not convinced he wins that. I'm not. Asia Wilson is ridiculously skilled. I've been watching WNBA heavy this season. She can finish with contact. That jumper is liquid. She's long. Plays some great defense.
Mm-hmm.
And watching Bronny between his USC tape, between his summer league tape. I just see more. I don't see her. I don't see him again. Game 7, if it's losers out, different conversation. But if it's make it take it, and Asia's got ball first, I'm not convinced Bronny wins that. I'm not.
Okay, man. First of all, it's I think what you're mixing up is more skilled versus who would win the game, right?
That's what I told him.
Asia Wilson is more skilled. She has more in her basketball backpack than Bronny.
Yes.
But the fact that he is an athletic 6'2" man, strong,
plays defense.
Yes. I'm telling you, we can't do that. Let's not do that, right? We don't got to compare the women to the men 1-for-1 to give them the respect that they deserve, right? Asia Wilson is a beast. She's a 1-of-1.
Yes, a GOAT.
We don't need to say that she can beat Bronny.
Right.
1-on-1.
I mean, I'll say this. I think if they play 1v1, I think Bronny would Angel Reese.
Guess what? You know Serena, right? We all agree she's the GOAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know she played men before, right? In doubles, and they weren't even ranked. Not Roger Federer or nothing. And she got smoked. There's a difference, and it's okay that there is a difference.
It is okay.
We don't have to compare that. We don't have to compare it.
Biological difference.
Yes, it's okay. Like I said, the U.S. women's soccer team, right? We're the best. One gold winner. They played a college team and got smoked of men.
They would lose to the U.S. men's national team, and the U.S. men's national team is
trash. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to make that reach because that's when people.
Yeah, we don't gotta do that because what it does is it invites the conversation then it invites the people to the conversation that are trolls, man.
Yes, they don't do that.
Okay. Let me
people
clarify.
They flowers without comparing them to other
people. That's what it is.
Hold on. Let me clarify because I see where this is going. Let me clarify. I don't think Bronny has reached his potential yet, and it is not a slight to either of them. This is me saying, hey, Bronny hasn't reached his potential yet. We don't know what we're getting, and Asia's just that great. Both of things can be true.
Yes,
for instance.
But that doesn't mean that she's going to be. I've seen Bronny hang in games with professional men. Like he just hung in last night. He had a really good game. Yeah, he's 6'1", athletic. He gets a shot up over taller people, which She is by 2 inches. He's faster. He beats people off the dribble that are faster and have better lateral movement than Asia Wilson, because Asia Wilson is a center. She doesn't have the lateral movement of a guard, and he'll pull in, pull back, step back. He's getting open. He's going to take open shots. He's going to get to the basket. He's going to get by her. He can blow by her. Like, and so it's not a fair discussion. It's not a fair discussion because you're talking about a kid who does have professional athleticism.
Yeah.
Now, what
Have
you're
you seen your play?
we're talking,
I had dude, yo. Couple.
we're talking, that dude is dunking the ball, man.
Stop,
He's
stop.
dunking the ball. Like,
Just stop. Asia is a GOAT.
dunking the ball. Like, he's not dunking the ball. And because, so, like, just the fact that he could get a shot up over her by just jumping over her is a thing. That's a thing.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I sent and I sent Kane the tapes. I don't know if you're familiar, Shaun, but Liz Cambridge from Australia, there was plenty of tape of her playing against men and just sunning them.
Were they NBA or actual professionals? Like I said, I
Not
think they can cook
professionals.
normal men.
Not even, these aren't even. She's not even sunning people that are high level college players.
That's what I'm saying.
She's sunning just the dude that they put in there for. I know a video you talk about, the one where she was posting up on that dude who was about like 9 inches shorter than her.
Yeah.
And plus, Liz Cambage is 6'8". The dude in the video was probably all of about 5'11". Yes, you're gonna sun him.
Right,
and it was a post-up drill. It was a post-up drill. What are you gonna do in a post-up drill? Nothing. He gonna get signed in a post-up drill.
Leverage.
Hey, listen. I'm not saying Asia would not cook against a man because she would.
I'm not saying
there's a limit. There's a limit. We can give her flowers without having to compare it to. That's when you invite other shit that doesn't need to be invited.
They just tried to set the All-Star game last year with a nephew shooting against Steph Curry, and he had to show I'm still that dude. And they weren't even in competition against each other.
And that's shooting. See, like I said, if you say shoot contest, I think, that would be closer. Shooting, stuff like that, where it's pure skill.
Because it was a close contest.
Yeah. Like I said, Sabrina can shoot her ass off.
One-on-one.
Yeah,
nah. You know, game to 10. You know, like, the rules are always make it, take it. And so, and plus, she's not a great ball handler. He could get a steal and now it's over. She ain't never got to get a ball back because she's a center. That's not a part of her skill set. But she's got better footwork under the basket. Yep. She does have a good midi, a good mid range.
Money.
So but that kind of stuff, it's not going to beat the athleticism that he brings as a man to the table. Like women. I mean, like. That's not what we want to do here. Like, and it's a slippery slope once you start going down that. Like, I don't believe that at all.
It's unnecessary.
That she's a better basketball player than him.
You setting her up, man. Like, we don't have to do. We can acknowledge that there's differences, but still give flowers to everybody. Mm-hmm. Asia is on the way to being the GOAT. LeBron, he still has to develop, but he still is. He still has the tools to be something good down the line. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, we can separate the two. Those are two different levels in two different leagues. We don't have to do this.
It's like I go to my son's league. He's 13. They've got kids out there that's skilled as I don't know what. But I'm bigger than them. So all I do is just back them in, throw them to the ground, and score a bucket. I'm not a better basketball player than them.
You should know that very well, Mr.
I'm not a better basketball player than them. I'm just beating them. Like I will beat them in the game for now. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what that's what that comparison is. Like, like just because LeBron will beat her in the game, we're not saying Bronny Jr. will beat her in the game. We're not saying that he's a better basketball player than her.
No, she's not.
No, like I said, my stance is I think there's a chance there. I don't think Bronny beats. I can't bet money. I wouldn't bet money on it. If they played a 1v1, I'm not betting money on Bronny.
I would.
I mean, I would, but
would. I mean, it's just simple. I mean, it's like that's when you bet on right there.
I'm sorry, Asia. I still love you. Hey, you still I don't know what he talking about. He trying to set me up. I don't know why.
He trying to set us up. Like, don't disrespect, son. Don't disrespect. Now she ain't gonna give you that. She ain't gonna let you hang out with her for the day.
I will not have no Asia hate in these comment sessions in life. Asia is the damn GOAT. I will defend that till my life is gone.
For me, my immortal the GOAT. My immortal GOAT, but Asia Wilson's the best.
I do love I mean, I'm saying I'm predicting. I'm predicting. My Candace are my GOATs, but I'm predicting.
Yeah, okay.
Now see, Now that's something I pay money to see. Candace Parker versus Asia Wilson 1v1. That would be
In her
something.
prime?
Man, Kendrick Parker old, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
you
no,
going
we're
prime
talking-
for prime? Like, if
Yeah,
they played,
for prime.
Prime
Oh,
for
boy.
It's Candace Parker.
that's nasty.
Candace Parker,
Yeah.
one of the coldest. Candace Parker
Candace
one of
won MVP as a rookie.
MVP as a rookie, bro. And you see how hard it is for these players, and they're better now than they was then. It's hard for these players to transition from college to the NBA. Like, no, she won Rookie of the Year, MVP, and took her team to the finals. She is a beast. And you remember, she was above the rim.
Mm-hmm.
She was yoking.
He
was yoking off of 2 steps.
Mm-hmm. She's not going. Like I said,
you
forget. And Maya Moore was
a problem.
No, Maya Moore
was nasty.
A J, a layup pack. She was a Kyrie of women.
Oh my gosh, she was nasty, bro.
She had all that except for she could lead her team to a championship by herself.
Like I said, but she retired early to do something commendable.
We will not have Duke slander here, sir. We will not have Dookie slander. But
who had Duke slander? What was Duke slander?
Because you just took that little jab at Kyrie. Like, yeah, we're not gonna have Duke slander.
I forget that dude went to Duke, man. He played like 13 seconds. I forget he went to Duke.
I don't know
how.
It
was not Duke slander, man. That's one of them. That's one of them. That's my fifth cousin kind of calls right there. Like, he played 11 games for them dudes.
Yeah, he barely played. We not counting.
He barely
I think he played like 13. He played a season. I think he played 13 games.
No, 11 games.
He played like 11. Only.
He played 11 games because he hurt his thumb early. Came back and they lost in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah.
He didn't play a lot of games for them, bro. I forgot he went to Duke.
If you want to argue Kobe's not a Dookie, I'll give you that one.
He's not. It says drafted from Lower Marion High School when he
went straight to high school.
Nothing about Duke.
That's like saying like LeBron is a Dookie, like because they both said they would play.
No. Those of us who know, and as our boy Ramir would confirm, if Kobe didn't jump, where was he committed to?
That's a what if. What if I guess the numbers right in the lottery, I won the lottery. I don't give if. I want what happened.
Not saying like let's say I was committed to Duke, so I'm a Dookie.
No,
that's even worse than fifth cousin.
It makes you an honorary Dookie. But anyway,
right. So you committed to a girl, but you married somebody else. Which
make our honorary husband.
Right, but you my honorary wife. Like what the
an honorary husband.
Like I was dating you for a little bit. I was thinking about talking to you, but I married somebody else, so I didn't really commit you. So what does that mean?
So I'm saying
so that's your honorary wife?
Listen, man, I don't get into how any self-respecting black man likes Duke, especially from the 90s.
That's what I said. That's what I told him.
That's what I listen, man. That's like that's like being a Celtics fan in the 80s and being black. You know that black Boston people were not Celtics fans?
Yeah.
It's like being a Celtics fan in general. They still ain't changed. It's still Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
They pooped on Bill Russell's bed, man. He won 11 titles for y'all, and that's how you do. You shit on his bed.
In his bed.
Oh hell no!
And but
fuck y'all, I promise.
I don't know.
That's Boston.
They are recruiting.
That's highly racist campus. That's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Even the coach has some skeletons in the closet about using certain words. Oh, that got shrugged under the rug, right?
What coach? What did Coach K say?
JJ. Now I'm not talking about Coach. I'm talking about JJ.
JJ,
Has that been confirmed, or is that just allegations? I'm just asking.
Okay, so
look, you tap dancing. I love it.
Oh, so yeah, you talking about you tap that? Now he defending white people against racism. Yeah, he acting like them now. He acting like
tap
them.
Dancing. He is tap dancing. Tap.
He not like us. He not like us. He not.
Yeah.
How did this happen? How did this happen, Ross? How did you become a Duke fan? Because listen, when I was we grew up in the same era. It was either Fab Five or Duke, and it was everybody in the hood was pulling up Fab Five. And you pulled up Duke.
It was UNLV or Duke, but what happened was
both of them.
But what
you pull up Duke,
complete twist of as luck would have it. One of the first sports T-shirts I ever got in my life was a Duke T-shirt. Just as luck would have it.
So you So a rag made you like Duke, because that's basically what a Duke t-shirt is to me. That's a rag. That's a dust rag. Like, and that made you like it.
So if I give you a white hood, you want to believe that too?
Listen, the first hood
or red hat, you know.
So I was cool with the KKK, man. It was like one of the first hoods I
got. That's how you sound, man.
I am also not 10 years old.
We being OD, but it's funny, man. We being OD, but
I'm also not 10 years old anymore, so you can't just hand me a hat and be like, "Hey, that's great," you know. So no.
Back then, so why not?
But as fate would have it, the first shirt I got, the first real sports shirt I got, Duke Blue Devils. I was like,
the first jersey I got was a Pittsburgh jersey. I'm not a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah,
that's because you live in Baltimore.
Doesn't matter. I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan. I was still born
there. As you got older, you just didn't do better. You just was like, you know what? I know that they got these racist white boys like Wojo and doggone Christian Laettner. Because Christian Laettner, you know how he is just from the town. He was. Remember when South Park went out there and played them boys and they was cheating and they was being racist and them boys from South Park fought Nichols? You don't remember that in the city?
I remember when I saw the doc.
Shoot. Cliff Robinson is from Buffalo. I would think I would have UConn over Duke. He went to UConn. He went to Riverside. He's from the hood. He's from
he's from the spot.
Cliff Robinson is the reason that UConn turned around. He was Jim Calhoun's first big time recruit. And so, man, crazy that it's like I even like Georgetown as a kid. Like we came up in the same era, like John Thompson in the Georgetown team. I thought Georgetown was the HBCU. I didn't realize that was the only black dudes on campus.
Get up.
But Duke.
Get up. Get up.
Not even Syracuse with their Coleman and Pearl Washington. We the same age, so I'm going through these teams like it was a ton. I've hated Duke since day one. Like when Louisville beat Duke in that national championship, I was happy. When Purvis Ellison beat them boys, I was happy. I didn't like Tommy Aker. I didn't like Johnny Dawkins. I 100% hated Danny Ferry. Like them the kind of white dudes that was like we did not like. And Danny Ferry has proven to be that dude.
Agreed. I didn't get on a Duke train until
it's come around showing that he's not really that dude. It's just that he bought in 100% to being a Duke a-hole. He was a Duke a-hole. Because you heard about hands on him, right?
Wait, what'd you say?
Stackhouse put his hands on Laettner.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
They said that was Brian Fisher.
Stack gonna put his hands on him.
There's something. Jerry Stackhouse put the hands on him, and the next day they was cool. Then somebody else that was there was like, yo, well, Christian Laettner said it wasn't even that bad. Just Jerry Stackhouse be putting the hands on folks. He just be putting the hands on folks.
Because he went to that other school down the road, Crapalina.
Well, you know they're in the same state, so I mean, I don't know, like they from the same state, so you can't. Well, he had enough sense to go to UNC and not Duke.
Unfortunately,
Duke is one of them schools. Hey, folks, man, like
he can't defend it, but he still defends it to death. I never understood.
Weird. Like so many schools, like we go through all
the
schools,
supposedly.
So I'm gonna go through from '84 all of the colleges. So we start with Georgetown, right? Because they had Pat Ewing, they were great. St. John's had Mark Jackson. We had then we went to even Villanova had a run in there. We got Syracuse with Derek Coleman, Billy Owens. Pearl Washington, Seton Hall won the national championship in there. No, they lost to Michigan. That Michigan team was good. Let's go through Georgia Tech. We got Kenny Anderson going to Georgia Tech. We looking at all of these UNLV. How you got Oklahoma? Oklahoma had Ricky Grace and Mookie Blaylock. Like, how did you fall on Duke? Like Duke when Duke lost, like
someone got me a Duke T-shirt and it stuck, and it just. I'm so happy they didn't give me a Crapalina T-shirt. Oh my God.
UNLV bled right into Michigan because UNLV went to 2 titles in 90-91. They won in 90, lost in 91. Then in 92, Michigan went. They had the Fat Five freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
And we was freshmen in high school. We was like, we all thought we was Fat Five freshmen at that point. Everybody had Michigan.
Me and my man used to go to Delaware with the black socks on purpose.
How?
You're a phony. You're a bandwagon. I knew it. All right, let's go.
So what about so when they had Cherokee Parks, you liked them too?
Nah. Cherokee was bum. Cherokee was a bum. Sorry.
Boys too. Wojciechowski.
You acting like there was no Elton Brand, Shane Battier,
It was years later. Shane
Tony
Battier.
Maggette.
Shane Battier is the corniest of cornballs, bro. He is Thomas Hill. He was the new Thomas Hill. They always bring these brothers in. They always bring them type of brothers in. Look, what's your boy, the Trajan Langdon? They always bring them kind of
The
brothers in.
Alaskan Assassin, Trajan Langdon.
They team.
Listen,
I hated JJ Redick in college, and he was cold. JJ Redick was cold in college, and I hated that dude because
absolutely. You had those ignorant mofos in College Park screaming expletives.
You like Grayson Allen too?
Yeah. He wasn't.
Because those are the heart of Duke, right? That's the heart of Duke, man. I don't understand it, man. No self-loving black man. We're gonna get you off that Duke narcotic. We're gonna get you off that.
Because you know, Kyrie, Brandon Ingram, Zion, like there's
Listen,
a history of
his career when he finally decided I'm going to take one and done, because he didn't start taking one and dones until Calipari was winning, and they was like, yo, you might lose your job because he hadn't been past the Sweet 16 in like almost a decade, and then he's like, okay, I'll take these one and dones, and then he started getting people like Brandon Ingram and Justice Winslow and who the other dude that ain't in the NBA no more when they win that championship.
It's not Okafor.
Yeah, it is.
Jaleel Okafor. There we go.
Yeah.
But he got drafted by the wrong team because that was Philly trying to do the process.
No, it wasn't. That was Jaleel Okafor. Jaleel Okafor had an out-of-date skill set.
Yeah.
Jaleel Okafor just happened to come along at the time when they were phasing out back to the basket big man.
Yep.
And what is Embiid?
He can shoot.
But Embiid can shoot. He can dribble the ball. He can vortex on defense.
He rarely posts up anyway.
Yeah, like Embiid is a 7-foot skilled center. He's not a 7-foot back to the basket, give me the ball on the block guy.
Jokic, like all the big, unless you're like a run and dunk big, like strength now, that's the only thing. You either got do it all, like a Wemby, Jokic,
you stretch 4 or 5. Yep, you stretch 4.
Or you gotta be a rebounder, paint defender, and a rim runner. That's it.
I mean, Zach Edey just got drafted, so we'll see how this goes.
But they drafted him, but we don't know what he gonna be, man.
They might do that just for Wemby, because
he's gonna be better than Gobert. I'll put it to you like that.
Nah, man, stop it, man.
He can't move like Gobert.
Stop it, man. Listen, Gobert.
The NCAA tournament, or did y'all just miss
that? He can't move like Gobert.
Miss the tournament?
No, he doesn't move like Gobert, man. Gobert is one of them. Gobert is a good help defender, right? Now, in the playoffs, what happens is they hunt that matchup in the pick and roll, and so he ends up getting played off the court. Now, I don't think he should keep winning Defensive Player of the Year, but he is a good defender. He's a good.
Did anybody watch the NCAA tournament, or just me? I'm just.
Oh, that's college. There's a difference between college and NBA ball.
You can be
different styles.
You can be effective plodding down the court, waiting on him to come and throwing it in and just letting him shoot over the tallest dude. But what happened when he got a dude that was anywhere near his height? When UConn center, who was 7'2", was stood up there. What was the boy name? With the K?
I forgot his name. I know you're talking about. I forgot his name.
Yeah. He gave Edey the work. Edey couldn't. So, and I ain't gonna work in the pros because they're not about to wait on you to run up the court. And you got athletic 6'10" dudes that'll throw his shot into the 4th row.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he should be down there with Giannis, but he ain't Okay.
He'll be a bench player, but he's gonna be in the league. He's gonna be in the G League. But they drafted him because his draft was weak, so they were like, "I'll take a flyer on him." Memphis was like, "We'll take a flyer on him," but they got Jaren Jackson. And
I mean, he could be good with Jaren Jackson because he's a shooter.
But they got Steve Adams already, don't they? Ain't Stephen Adams down there?
Nah, he gone. I think
he was injured.
Yeah,
he was injured.
I think I could have swore he's still gone. That's why he drafted. I don't know.
All right, so
he might be.
Now that we've concluded the Duke hate portion of the program, let's get our recaps in, gentlemen.
That's your shoulders up, man. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just to do. How do you? I find just some interesting commonalities. People who hate Duke tend to hate the Yankees. You all just hate excellence, and I don't understand it. How do you hate excellence?
I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Lakers fan, but Duke can't. I can't be a self-respecting black man and like Duke. Not from where I'm from. I'm from that era where, you can't like them. Now, I know some of these younger kids, they come up seeing the Elton Brands and the Zion Williamsons and the R.J. Barretts, and they like,
campus.
But you're not that age, Ross. You're not that age. You my age. You start liking them dudes. You start liking them dudes when they had dudes that we called Uncle Toms.
That's true.
Jalen Rose
That's
literally called dude Uncle Tom at the
Right.
time.
And Grant Hill was like, what are you even talking about?
But Thomas Hill, man, Abdel Nabi, all them dudes, man.
You brought back Allah Abdul. Really? We doing Allah? Okay.
You was a fan of them then. They was on the team.
I'm aware, but them one of the dudes he was watching for. It's
okay,
been
so you was watching for Bobby Hurley, and you was watching for all great, because that's what they had. They was always a team of great white hypes.
It was Grant Hill, and then you got it's William Avery, who didn't pan out, but it did pan out in the league. But William Avery was there.
So William Avery is like Thomas Hill and Abdel Nabi. Them dudes, they not the centerpieces of them teams.
Chris Duhon was there. Like,
again, not a centerpiece. Chris Duhon. You naming these dudes that you naming the same type of dudes. I would to just say Abdel Nabi because it's the same.
Why is Abdel Nabi catching strays?
Go ahead and say Chris Carrawell too. Chris Carrawell. Go ahead and say them too.
Well, okay. Let's. A name I did not think I'd have to say today. Abdel Nabi. That's something you don't hear every day. All right.
I hated them dudes, man. Like I hated Duke.
And most people who are Crapalina fans hate Duke because they're just simply not as good. If you look in the NBA right now, what do you see? A bunch of Dukies doing their thing. JJ Redick was an awesome commentator.
Listen, John Shire is the MAGA of Duke coaches. He taking them boys back to the 80s because that's what their team looking like. He recruiting them teams just like how the Coach K used to in the late 80s.
Cooper Flagg is there. The African guy is there.
Cooper Flagg is Christian Laettner. Cooper Flagg is Christian Laettner. He's Christian Laettner. He a tall big man with a good outside shot and a mean streak. That is Christian Laettner, bro. Not likable. Listen, Cooper Flagg is so likable to go anywhere else, but he's gonna go to Duke and people gonna hate him.
We'll have this conversation again in March when Shire gets his first one. But we'll have this conversation again in March because the #1 recruiting class in the nation is who? Duke. So
John Shire is, oh my God, I can't respect that dude, man. He is such a crybaby. I hate that dude.
I mean, he shouldn't have got, honestly, all BS aside, he shouldn't have got the job. Like, I think Tommy Amaker should have got the job.
That's another reason why you shouldn't be a Duke fan. They passed over a more qualified black dude for John Shire, with whose blessing? Coach K.
Shire sat at the foot of Coach K, which I'm sure had a lot to do with it.
So did Tommy Amaker.
Yeah, I don't know why Amaker didn't get a job. That's weird.
Back on the staff. He was back on the staff. You know that, right? He can't be mad at Tommy Amaker for taking head coaching jobs, at the time they was offered, because there was you knew Coach K was going to retire. But Tommy Amaker had more time on the bench under Coach K than John Shire did. But he wanted that white boy in charge at Duke, and he got him. And you loving it. I love it.
I'm sorry, come on.
Really? Okay. Recap time. So old Donald boys, mini men moment. I don't know what exactly to believe. I can't go down the rabbit hole and say this was staged because actual people got hurt. And to say this was staged means you somehow convinced this guy to self-sacrifice. That's a reach. So I will say it's tragic. And I don't think this gets him any more votes. Anyone that wasn't MAGA didn't become MAGA from that incident. You might want to pick another mascot. Amber Rose ain't getting you the black vote. Just saying. You might want to pick another mascot. Amber Rose ain't getting you the white vote. Your VP pick, it's super weird. I get it. Like you said, Shaun, politics is politics, but I'm not opening my wife up to the friendly fire. I'm just not. Like, if it came from the Dems opposing party, all right, different conversation. But ain't no way I'm opening my wife up to that kind of friendly fire. Tenacious D. Well, they didn't play enough Tenacious D because the tour is now canceled. To me, it's a weird thing to do, but okay. It was a joke, but maybe it was the best joke to make. Especially read the room moment.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, read the room on that.
Yeah, read the room moment. Ozempic, I'd have to do a little more homework, because if this is sincerely about helping people be less obese and healthier, why not? But if this is just yet another money grab, aka the companies that made the jab a few years ago, yeah, just stop. Just stop. Kendrick versus Wayne is a lot more interesting than I think most people would understand. Maybe it's because they're looking at Wayne's legacy, but when Drake decided to go with Kendrick, it was over already. This is a much fairer fight. This is a much fairer fight. Big Shaun, please stay on the bench. Don't do it. This is not the way to revive your career. Listen to Hove. I don't know why your advisors ain't forewarning you. Like,
And the border was Dave Chappelle, shut the fuck up.
And lastly, I don't think Asia versus Bronny in a 1v1 is a win for Bronny. It's not a knock, just the skill level. And again, if anyone's been watching WNBA games, there's plenty of contact there. So yeah, I think Asia's a dog. And I mean that in the complimentary, go get it, ball her ass off kind of way. I'm not gonna have a Pat McAfee moment. I'm not gonna have a McAfee moment. Asia's a baller, straight up and down. So there's that. Duke wins the national title. All right. Whose recap is next?
Trump assassination tip. This is the America I know. We back to clapping presidents. Let's go. VP with the brown wife. I don't know why they didn't see this coming, or maybe they did. I don't know, but it doesn't surprise me. Divide and conquer. Let's go. Amber Rose is Amber Rose. Tenacious D. I'm a child. I guess no D for anybody else now. But that was a bad joke, I guess. Yeah.
No, because I literally just got it. That was delayed reaction. I literally just got it.
Oh, you just got? Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of today's defense, just got it. Sorry.
No D for nobody now, because he made a bad joke. So I'm just all upset. What's the other topic? Where's the topic? No. There we go. Ozempic. Just do some push-ups, get a gym membership, man. Eat better. There you go. Don't do that. Don't take the easy way. And Kendrick versus everybody. Oh, versus Wayne. It'll be closer, but Kendrick will still win because I don't know if Weezy's battle tested. And now we finally see Kendrick battle tested, and it's a scary sight. So I don't know if we want anything to do with that. Because he really is the boogeyman. He lived up to the hype. And then the Asia versus Bronny. I got Bronny winning. And this is funny. A little sneak peek. And his better half can adjust to this because I could have swore you said Caitlin Clark, when she comes in, will be the best player in the league. I could have swore you said that. So now you just switched up and you go on Asia's nuts.
So he like Duke and Caitlin Clark?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
lie. Go bring her. Go bring her. Bring her right now, because you know you lying. We was all sitting at the table when you said that shit, and we all looked at you crazy. No, go ahead and say what you said. You said when Caitlin Clark comes in, she might be the best player in the league. 3 is more than 2. Is that what you said?
She ain't even the best player on her team.
I said Asia. I said Sabrina. I said Kelsey. I named a whole list of WNBA players. I named a list of people better in college, but no. He said 3.
Okay, so who's the pop quiz? Who's the only rookie in WNBA history to have triple double? Oh,
you know, Angel's breaking records too, right?
Triple double.
You think she's better than Caitlin? I'm not kidding. She's better than Asia right now.
No, there's no woman alive I'm taking over Asia.
But you did a couple months ago.
Okay, so is she better than Sabrina Ionescu right now?
No.
Is she better than Kelsey Plum right now? Is she better than Kalia Copper right now? She's not even better than Enrique Ogubawale right now?
Hell no, she cold as hell. She might be the second best.
There's so many players. Now listen, the fact is, people want to act like you say Caitlin Clark ain't good. She doing some good stuff out
She's
here,
good.
but she's not the best in the league.
No.
No, she's not the best. She's not the best in the league.
She's not a
She's
Candace
the best.
Parker Myers Moore. Like,
So
no.
he also set the record for most turnovers in a season, and the season ain't even halfway done yet.
Some women ain't on her, but yeah.
She turns the ball over a crap ton. So no, like she's got a way to go. Now she can be really great, but she ain't that right now.
I just love the flip. That's it. I ain't mean to expose you, but hey, that flip is nasty.
I've got exposed at all, sir. Not exposed
You are
at all.
exposed, but ain't no way you said that back then. What's your chest out?
You need him. Where is Dr. Umar?
I don't know.
Duke and Mel Gibson Jr.
Look,
It be your own people, right?
Be your own people, man.
Man, it's tap dancing for Duke and white women. I love it.
I'm about to call him. We got to do it right now, man.
Your recap, sir.
Okay, so the first thing we talked about was Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a conspiracy. Like you said, people got hurt. People were, and like you said, though, the one thing that's scary is that it's even a question that it's a conspiracy. That's more what we should be looking at, the thing we should be dealing with. Now, Amber Rose, it's not a surprise to see an attention snob celebrity, an attention seeker seek attention. I didn't want to use the other word that we use for it because it's, these aren't the times they use, but an attention seeker that seeks attention. So, I mean, that's not surprising to see her up on that stage. What was the next thing we talked about? Tenacious D?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, okay, so, like I say, white people they just want to be oppressed, man. They just want to be upset and offended. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I also understand why he canceled his tour. It's just like, I don't want to deal with this, right? I don't really think he denounced it just because he had to, but I don't even think he means it. Like, they all been together for years, so the reason he made that joke is because y'all have made jokes like this with each other for years, right? You just can't do it with a hot mic. All right. What was after Tenacious D? What did we talk about after Tenacious D? Oh, Ozempic. I hate what they're doing with this medicine. If they could just make healthy food more affordable and more accessible, that is a big issue. But of course, I don't believe in the conspiracies of Big Pharma. What I believe they're doing is they're taking advantage of a situation that the rich elite have created and get in there. Or like, well, this is what we could just sell them medicine because they're going to go see their doctor. So, I think that they're just taking advantage of a situation that was created by the 1%. What was that? What did we talk about after that?
Kendrick.
Kendrick and Wayne. It's a battle that I don't think is going to happen, right? Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, Wayne, what he said was such a sub, and Kendrick was dealing with subs for years because Kendrick dealt with subs for years from J. Cole, So, it ain't that. He just don't like Drake as a man. That's why that came. He don't like anything he stand for, Crody. He don't like nothing about that dude.
Not Crody.
And so I don't think that's a battle that's going to happen. I think it will be fun, though. I think it will be fun. I think that Kendrick will ultimately win, but I think it would be a fun battle. Like, it would just be fun for me to listen to because I like battles, right? So I ain't going to shy away from them. I'm there for the track.
Me too.
But I think too many times, I think like Wayne going to make a Dookie rhyme because he always makes some kind of doo-doo reference in his raps. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, okay. Now,
Eminem does too, but he does it better. I ain't going to
Yeah. And then Asia versus Bronny. Like, I think we get skill versus athleticism. We're not going to confuse biology. Like, we're not going to be biology deniers in here, right? Being a man, the muscles used to play basketball are more skewed to men. So, the muscles, I'm sorry, my battery getting low. So the muscles are more skewed to men. So I think Bronny would win. That doesn't mean I think he's a better basketball player than her.
You're not.
All right. And the fact that you like Duke, for over 30 years, we're gonna
I
get you
forgot
in
about that.
rehab. All right, we're gonna get you in the rehab for that, man. I'm gonna get you some Fab Five t-shirts. We're gonna do some Jalen Rose hairline stuff. We're gonna do all of that stuff and get you.
1,000
Jalen
lashes.
Rose
What
barber
that
is a
rumor
really
say?
good dude.
1,000 lashes for like it Duke. 1,000 lashes for like it
Duke
Duke.
and Caitlin.
You too, sir.
I'm calling your wife when we get off the phone.
My God.
As soon as we get off this chat.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This has been an absolute blast. Definitely, you are always welcome back when we got more stuff to talk about. A lot of perspective. This is my man right here, literally from the 90s. So that's that. But on behalf of myself, my awesome co-host, and our amazing guests, and the Yeah I Said It podcast, we will see you next week. Peace.
Excellent. Get my podcast back off the ground too. Intelligent Black Thoughts. Check it out on your favorite streaming services. But I gotta get back. I gotta get back on my grind, man. I was resisting so bad. So
hopefully we guess one day. But yeah,
man,
definitely 100%, man. What we're gonna do is after I kick it back off, we'll just redo this as a joint production.
Okay.
Let's get it.
All right, I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, everybody.